92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
It's always tough when you're single and you have a kid, trying to figure out when the proper time is to drop that on a person you're dating.
Yeah.
I don't have a kid, thankfully. I think for the world.
Yes.
But if I did, I would think the best time would be on a first date when they come to your house to pick you up.
No.
Oh, just like show them the kid, introduce
No,
them.
you're just like, hey, coming along, you're buying us both dinner, right? And then you introduce the kid like, hey, this is your new mommy. Right? That's the best time to do it because then they're kind of roped in at that point. They're not going to be a jerk and tell the kid no, they're not. That was kind of the issue that Chuck had on his first date with a girl named Kim. He emailed us and wants us to call Kim today. Hey, Chuck, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not much. Chuck, thanks for the email.
Thank you.
So, Chuck, are you the father or was the date the mother? Who has the kid?
I am the father.
You are the father.
I am the
father.
It's Maury.
And apparently, according to your email, when you told this girl that you had a kid, she didn't react very well to it. And you think that's the reason she's not calling you back today?
I think so, yeah. It's got to be.
All right. First of all, tell us a little bit about Kim.
Oh, she was awesome. We met online. She had a great profile. It's a great sense of humor. She was just like, she was awesome.
So you don't put online that you have a kid or anything else?
I did not put that on my profile, no.
Okay.
Why?
I guess because a lot of the dates that I go on, they're usually just one date, first date, and that's it, because it usually doesn't click. But with Kim, it was different. Just right off the bat, it was just sort of like we really clicked and thought that it was important to tell her.
When and how did you break the kid news to her, Chuck?
As we were walking downtown, I felt the moment. It was kind of a heavy moment, and I was just like, I really like you, Kim, and I'd like to go on another date, but I have to tell you, right off the bat that I do have a 6-year-old boy, and so it was more like I wanted her to know about me, just a little bit more.
Right. You said it like that, though, like, hey, I like you and I want to go out again, so I'm going to tell you I have a kid. That's kind of an awkward way to say it, I think.
I think it's kind of sweet. Like he's complimenting her, he's showing interest, he's showing vulnerability. I don't think it's bad at all.
I just think any first date where you're like, I like you a lot, is going to scare people away.
I think it's sweet.
It would have been really great if she would have had a positive reaction to it, but it was like it kind of hit her, and then her eyes just went to the ground, and she didn't say anything for a couple minutes. So
you said, hey, I have a kid, actually, and she went, ew.
Cooties. Oh, come on.
Sort of a nonverbal ew, though. That's what you felt?
Kind of, yeah. I didn't say it in those words, but yeah.
Has this happened to you before?
Yeah.
I will say, Chuck, that having online dated, sometimes it's just the fact that girls feel like you hid something from them or you deceived them, like on your profile. It's not necessarily the information.
Did you ask her what she thought about kids?
Not really. We didn't really get into it.
It's pretty kind of obvious what she thinks about kids if you bring up the fact that you have a kid and she just stops talking to you on your date. I think
it's a lot of information to process.
Kind of telling right there. So if you think you know why she's not calling you back, you're pretty sure it's the fact that you have a kid. What do you hope to get out of a second date update?
I guess it's more like just to see what she thought about it, because she never really expressed what she thought. She never really told me what she thought about it. It was just kind of like she was busy, She had to check her schedule.
How long ago was this date?
It was last week.
Last week. So it's been a week since you heard from her. How many times have you tried to call her?
Just a couple.
That usually means more.
Yeah, right. And did she say that she wants to go out again?
She said, we'll see.
Oh, God, that's what I say
We'll
when
see?
I say no.
That's what parents say to their kids when they're not going to get something.
So you said, hey, I'd like to go out again. She said, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Because I was like, was something wrong? She kind of deflected. She's like, no, nothing's wrong. And she just kind of said, I got to check my schedule, And then that was it.
Did you give her like a kiss or a hug or anything at the end of the date? Was there any affection at all?
No. She got into her car and she drove away.
Oh, man, that's worse.
Yeah, it sounds like you just got shut down. All right, man, we're going to play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys.
All right, man, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Today's second date update seems pretty clear-cut as to why Chuck, who's on the phone with us right now, is not getting a call back from Kim. Chuck went out with a girl named Kim he met online. He told her during the date that he has a 6-year-old son. After he told her that, she got very cold and awkward and ended the date by saying, oh, we'll see we'll go out again. I'm kind of busy. So anyway, have a good one. Not even a high five, just hopped in the car and took off. So Chuck is pretty sure that's the reason that she's not calling him back. Before we call her and see if we can get her on the phone, Chuck, I didn't really get a clear answer from you, like what you hope to do here. Do you hope to change her mind if she doesn't like kids?
I mean, yeah, I'm hoping that she can really appreciate the fact that I did like her and I had a really great time on the date. And I'm kind of hoping that if it was the kid, which I'm not 100% sure of,
The kid.
I'm hoping that maybe she can work through that with me if she's willing to work through it.
All right.
That's a lot to get a person to change on a phone call, like trying to get them to switch religion or...
Right. And do you have the child full time?
Yeah.
Okay. This is not going to go
It would be a
well
lot
for you.
easier to sell if you didn't have it all the time.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys.
Father even referred to it as an it
What's
at some point, which is horrible.
What's your kid's name, Chuck?
Henry.
Henry.
That's a nice
Good old
name.
Hank. Little Hank. A little Hank the relationship ruiner. All right.
Poor Henry. Don't ever listen to this, Henry.
All right. We're going to give her a call right now, see if we can get her on the phone. And hopefully get you a second date.
Really?
I just hope that she really appreciates that I went through all this trouble, I mean, I wrote a long email to you guys. We're doing this on the radio. I hope that she understands, like, I really do like her.
All right. Well, we'll give her a call here and see if that works.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, is Kim there?
Yeah, this is Kim.
Hey, Kim, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Okay.
Good. I'm just calling you because I want to talk to you about something if you have a moment.
I'm sorry. I have no idea who you are.
I know. I can tell. Host a radio show. We do a segment on that show called Second Date Update. You recently went out with one of our listeners. He liked you so much that he sent a very long email into the show about your date and how much he wants to see you again.
Okay.
You apparently ended your date with him, not even saying that you wanted to go out again, just by going, we'll see. Maybe we can hang out.
It's always positive.
Know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think so.
His name is Chuck.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Chuck for a minute?
I'd really rather not, to be honest with you.
Really?
I mean, that's kind of my personal business.
Right. You don't have to air anything else about yourself. Like, we just want to know if Chuck did something wrong on your date. He feels like the fact that he has a kid turns you off. Is that what did it?
Well, yeah, to be honest with you, yes.
Okay.
Is it because he lied on his profile, or is it because you don't like children, or don't want your own children, I guess I should say?
It's that he has a kid. That's the bottom line.
So you just don't like kids? Which, hey, by the way, I support.
No, I like kids. Kids are great. I have a kid.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
what?
you have a kid?
Yeah.
What?
Wait, does he know that you have a kid?
Did you tell him?
No, he's not. No.
You didn't tell him that you have a kid, too?
And you withheld that information from your online dating profile, I'm guessing?
Yeah, which is one of the reasons why I don't fault him for that.
So you don't want to see him again because he has a kid? Because you have a kid?
Yeah, I'm not interested in beginning a relationship with anybody who has kids. I don't want any more children. I mean, I don't know if you guys have kids, but it's incredibly difficult. And I have my hands full, and that's my prerogative.
But don't you-
Wow. I didn't see that coming at all, Kim. I just thought you were going to be completely against kids.
Yeah, I mean, I like kids. I don't want to have to raise anybody else's kids or be intimately involved in anyone else's children's lives.
You don't want like an instant family of 4.
Yeah, no, none of that like Brady Bunch situation. I don't want that.
But Kim, don't you think like dating someone who also has a child, maybe you could relate more to them? They would be more understanding of your trials and tribulations through life.
Well, yeah, I mean, absolutely, which is why, like, I would be happy to be his friend, but it's my perspective that I don't want a romantic relationship with somebody like that.
What about, and we'll get you off the phone here in a minute. I appreciate you spending some time with us and talking to us about this. Why, though, wouldn't you just say to him then, like, hey, I have a kid, too. That's cool. And then you can blow him off however you want, but why not say anything about the fact that you have a kid?
The date went well. I mean, I really did like him. I got the feeling he liked me, and I was pretty sure that if I told him I had a kid, that would open the door to more negotiation about a second date. And, it's a hard line with me. As much as I liked him, I'm not interested.
So absolutely no chance of him going out with you again.
Wow.
No.
Not unless he gets rid of the kid.
Oh, come on.
Maybe then, a possibility.
What's
Kim?
up for adoption? That's terrible.
Kim, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Okay.
I do also have to let you know that Chuck is actually on the phone and heard everything that you just said.
Really?
Yes.
I have to say, I am speechless right now.
We all are.
So what are you just looking for? Single, no kid guys?
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I have enough to handle on my own, and that's just something I've decided for me and my son. That's what I'm looking for, and when you're the kid, they come first, and to me, that is a priority for the two of us. So
I had to
I
do something else, Kim. I had to have something in my teeth or something.
I don't really. I hope you can understand where I'm coming from.
Kim, is there any way we can get you to waver on it just a little bit and give Chuck a second date? Yeah. Just make an exception to your rule one time.
No.
Have you ever dated a guy with a kid and it just didn't work out?
No, but I mean, I am one of those people where I like my own kid, but I don't really like to be around anyone else's
Hey,
kids.
Kim, if we take Kim and Chuck, if we take the kids out of this whole thing, did you like Chuck other than that?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so you had a great time. You liked him a lot. The only reason is that he has a kid and you have a kid and you don't want to get into a relationship with someone with a kid.
Right.
It's just so weird. I feel like this could happen. I don't know why. It is so weird to me.
No, I mean, I feel like I'm explaining myself over and over here, but
Yeah, okay.
I said that was the only thing about that first date that was wrong, and it's the big thing, and I don't bend on it.
I try to stay as open as I can, in case something comes along that's really great. And I thought that you were really great, and I think that
that's
we could try
great for
it
you.
one more time.
That's just not how I do it.
Okay, Kim, not to beat a dead horse, but let's do it anyway. Would you like to go out on a second date with Chuck? We will pay
I
for it.
would not.
Damn it. Please, Kim.
You thought that was going to be a one,
Yeah,
right?
I thought maybe after asking you 6 times in a row if there was any way we could get you, you might cave then if I said I would pay for the date. But no, you won't go out with Chuck.
No.
I'll tell you what, we'll be friends, and we'll go on play dates.
There you go.
I'll keep on asking you out until you go out.
You guys can...
Keep on asking you out.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Okay, Chuck.
It's going to be awkward when you guys are friends now, and every 5 seconds he's asking you to go out. But
He's like, let me pay.
I guess I'll let you guys talk it out.
Okay.
Kim, now that you know Chuck really wants to talk to you, maybe at least you guys can talk on the phone and see if you want to hang out as friends and take your kids to the kid park or whatever you guys do.
Park, it's not a dog.
You just let them off and run around while you guys talk, right? That's how it works?
It's called the playground, Jubal.
Oh. All right, one of those things. You guys can figure it all out, all right?
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
For today's second date, a dude named Ryan is on the phone, and he went out with a girl named Lisa, and she's not talking to him after their date, which is standard for a second date. But apparently, according to his email, she wasn't even talking to him on the date.
Oh,
so I don't
what?
even know why he wants to call her, but we'll find out. What's up, Ryan? How are you?
Hey guys, I'm doing all right. How about you?
That she's not mute or anything, right?
She's not mute.
Okay.
Your email said that it was kind of an awkward date for you?
Yeah, it was all set up to be perfect, but it just turned out a lot worse than I planned it to be.
How'd it get set up?
Me and Lisa, we met, on dating app. I believe it was Bumble,
Okay.
and she'd been telling me about how she had a stressful work week, and I just felt like the perfect thing to do would be a massage, Who doesn't like a massage?
Right.
Wait, are you guys in the same room getting massaged, or is it separate massages?
Kind of intimate.
Well, I hadn't done it before, but I kind of pictured it like kind of the same room, music, the scents or whatever, the smells and I don't know, clothes kind of coming off, maybe kind of romantic in that way, you know what I mean?
It's kind of a lot for a first date, I would think, but who knows? Did she seem to like it?
I ran it past her, and she was actually really excited about it.
Okay.
good.
I
I
mean, if
thought
she's
you-
if she's on the same page as you, cool.
Yeah, so, you know, it was set up to be something really cool. In fact, when we got there, the whole vibe that I thought it would be was in place. You know, the music, the smells, and everything. It was romantic.
Nice.
And then we get there, and the two different massage tables were set up so that we were looking at each other.
Okay, that could be kind of awkward. Yeah.
So intense.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, we'll get a chance to kind of chat.
Oh man, but talking during a massage is the worst time to talk.
Know. Even talking to the masseuse
No,
gets weird.
I mean, I don't even want to pass yeah, I like it hard. That's all I want to say.
Dang, Brooke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have very limited massage experience, so I just thought, hey, it'll be relaxing. You know, we'll get to, you know, connect.
Okay, and did that work out for you?
Well, unfortunately, as I start to try and talk to Lisa, the masseuse, shuts us down, immediately. She's like, no talking. I can't do my work if there's talking. I have to let the music guide me. I'm like, what?
No.
Okay.
You got, the most serious masseuse.
Yeah, you're like, I'm paying for this.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah, it was awkward.
And that's a little, that's a little woo-woo. Let my music guide me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just kind of, staring at each other in silence while we're getting this massage. It was a little weird.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it sounds weird.
I would have kept my eyes closed.
Yeah. Is that all you did for your date, too? Did you just end things after that?
No, I mean, I tried to still communicate. After 15 minutes of that awkward silence, I end up raising my hand at one point, and I asked for a piece of paper from the masseuse.
Were you going to write notes back and forth?
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to try to at least talk to her through, writing notes on paper.
Well, that's persistent. That's good.
So I tried that, and after a while, literally my arms were, getting tired, and it was just awkward.
Yeah, I got to think trying to write notes while you're getting a massage would be tough.
Yeah.
So then I tried to mouth little questions for a while, and it was just, so awkward.
Why did you just not give up and just be silent? Are you uncomfortable in silence?
I was just trying to get to know her, I don't really know her that well except for messaging through the app.
So how did it end up?
Well, I'd also bought tickets to go see a movie right next door afterwards.
Whoa.
So we finished things up, but we're running a little late, so we scurry over to the movie and we get there right as the last preview's ending.
So another instance where you can't really talk.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, another 2 hours. I'm sitting there right next to this pretty girl who I want to get to know, and I can't say anything.
Oh.
This is kind of horrible date planning
Yeah,
on
this
your
is a
part.
terrible
I'm gonna
idea.
say,
All of
Hey,
it.
movies are great, massages are great. Maybe not for the first date, I guess.
Yeah,
Right.
not together,
Or
too.
together.
So did you
yeah.
guys ever talk?
Well, that's the thing. After the movie, I'm like, hey, you want to go grab a drink? I feel terrible. We didn't get to, chat much. And at this point, she was just like, we've already spent quite a bit of time together, and I have some plans afterwards. And I was just like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
So overall, you probably said 5 words to your date.
Yeah, hi, bye.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, 5 out loud words. He mouthed
Yeah.
a lot of words apparently during the massage.
I'm guessing no kiss.
No, unfortunately.
no, there's no way.
All right. And she hasn't called you back at all after?
No, she hasn't called. I've been trying to text her a little bit. She won't respond. And I mean, it wasn't like we were angry at each other or anything, or something went terribly wrong. It's just I feel like she doesn't really know me, and I just like to get another chance to show her who I am.
Yeah.
Totally.
It doesn't sound like a bad date. It just sounds incredibly awkward.
Yeah.
Just bad planning, I think, is what you can chalk that one up to. So maybe you can get a second shot.
I sure hope so.
right,
Maybe you guys can help.
We'll play a song and then come back and call her and get your second date, okay?
Cool, thanks.
All right, hang on. I'm going to start the second part of today's second date with a live reenactment of the date that our listener Ryan went on
Okay.
Oh, wow.
with his girl Lisa.
Cool.
Here's how it went. Hey. Hi. Okay, bye. Bye. That was pretty much it. There
That
was
was
like
a fun 5 hours.
not a lot of talking, and
Yeah.
it was long too. If you missed the first part of today's second date, Ryan went out with Lisa. He scheduled a couples massage, which is kind of weird for a first date, but she was into it. They got the massage, but there was no talking during the massage, so they couldn't talk then. And then they had to hightail it over to a movie that they were late for. So they sat in the movie theater, didn't talk then, and then the date was over after. So they really didn't talk at all on their first date, and now she's not responding to any of his texts or phone calls. All right, Ryan, are you ready to actually talk to Lisa?
I would love to talk to Lisa.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think you can do this, Ryan. I think we can get you a second date. Yeah, granted, she may have spent the entire hour-long massage regretting the decision to do it, but I think you have a shot here.
Yeah, I mean, if you could just, please just try your hardest because, she's amazing. And I know sometimes you guys don't always try that hard.
All right, we'll give it an effort. We'll at least say more than 5 words to her.
Promise.
Excellent. That'll be better than I did.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Lisa, please?
This is she.
Lisa, how are you? This is Jubal from the radio show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay.
You ever heard of the show before?
I think I've heard it a few times.
Sweet. Okay. Have you ever heard a second date before?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll describe what that is, and that's the reason I'm calling you today. We do a segment on our show called The Second Date. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not talking to them after, they can email us to get you on the phone and ask why. Any of this making sense yet?
Good for those people, I guess. I don't...
Okay. What if I told you you are one of those people?
No, I didn't email you.
Well, yeah, no, I know that. But somebody did email us about you.
Wait, what? About me?
Yeah. We got an email from a dude named Ryan.
Oh, boy. Yeah?
Do you
Okay.
remember?
You remember you went out with Ryan?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm assuming it probably wasn't the best date you've ever been on.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty disappointing.
Yeah, it sounds like it. We talked to Ryan because he emailed us. He said that you're not returning any of his phone calls. I mean, he kind of knows that it was an awkward date. He told us about how you did the couples massage thing, you couldn't really talk, and then you went to the movie theater, couldn't really talk, and he thought the whole thing was awkward, and he wants a shot at a do-over. That's why we're calling.
Okay. I mean, it was so awkward.
Well, I mean, what did you expect, though, Lisa? I will say, when he said that he even suggested a couples massage for a first date, I mean, with a person he met on a dating app, I can't believe that you agreed to it, to be honest.
We were all kind of thrown off.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of just assumed it was a very sweet gesture. We had obviously been talking, and it was a really stressful week.
It is a sweet gesture. I mean, you still think that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It means he was listening to me, and he understood where I was emotionally, I guess.
Right.
But I don't know. It was odd, but I didn't want to just, put the kibosh on it. So I was like,
Yeah.
well, if we do that, then it's going to be weird, but then, then we'll go out to dinner or something and then be able to actually get to know one another.
Okay. And that obviously didn't happen. He told us that you guys went to the movies and you couldn't talk there either, and then that was the end of the date. Was it worse than what he describes, though? Because what he describes is just awkward.
It was. We had to, rush to the movie. We were late after the massage. So then there was really not even talking in between the two things.
Yeah.
So it just sounds like really bad planning.
Yeah, I mean, bad planning, but I also just had this feeling like he didn't even want me to talk the entire time.
What do
you
you
think
mean?
he planned it all on purpose so you wouldn't talk?
I don't know, because, I was just trying to find ways to connect, right?
Uh-huh.
And so at one point, there was, this cool special effects thing, so I leaned over just to be like, oh, my gosh, how cool is that? Very quickly.
Yeah.
And he shushed me.
So you didn't talk beforehand, and then you're at the movie and he actually shushed you.
He shushed me. And then I was going to say, I'm sorry, because I did feel like an idiot, because it's okay, well, we're in a movie.
Sure.
I shouldn't say anything. So then I go to say, sorry, I just wanted to talk, and he shushed me again.
Oh,
I couldn't even apologize.
But maybe it's
Damn.
just a natural reaction. Like if you're sitting in a movie theater and someone's talking. Because
Yeah.
he did say that he was trying to talk to you during the massage, that he was mouthing words to you and even attempted to write a note.
But that's weird.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pass notes back and forth as I'm getting my naked body rubbed down by another stranger.
Yeah.
There's a lot of strangers there.
And it wasn't like he shushed me once. He shushed me twice.
Yeah.
That's a rude thing to do.
Yeah. And it's
It is a
weird
little
because
rude.
he said he was disappointed that he didn't get to talk to you very much. He didn't mention that he shushed you.
Yeah, it was all very confusing, honestly.
Was it like an amazing movie that he was super into?
He must have been, but I wasn't talking through the whole movie. I was just trying to make one little...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, thank you.
It is so rude.
Habit, I guess.
Oh, man.
At least I can understand why you're not calling him back then. But he is on the other line and actually wants to talk to you.
He really does.
What?
Yep. Ryan's on the other line listening and wants to talk to you. Ryan?
I'm here. Look, the whole first thing kind of was on you. I mean, you did try to talk to me during the most exciting part of the whole movie. I mean, before or after, like, that's cool. We can say something here or there, but during, like, the climax of the movie, come on.
It was almost 3 hours where we hadn't spoken.
Ryan, that's what you're coming with? Is it's on you?
Yeah, it should be I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, hey, hearing her now, like, saying she was into the movie, she was going to comment on the movie, I thought she was, like, trying to bring up something right at that point. I'm like, I get into movies. I'm sorry.
We had been in silence for hours. I was just trying to establish, like, a little connection, just a little bit.
I get it now, and I apologize. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but, like, other than that, like, did you like me? Did you have fun?
I don't know how I'm supposed to respond to this. How would I know if I liked you?
Other than the fact that you told her to shut up.
Like, just like the vibes that, like, were coming off of me, that you were giving me, like, the chemistry that we had, like, the way that you were looking at me and the way I was looking back at you. I know you had to feel some of what I was feeling.
I feel like, I guess I'm confused because we barely looked at each other either, because my face was down for the massage in a hole, and then we're at a movie looking at a screen.
Well, I mean, when I was mouthing the words, you were looking back at me when I was trying to mouth the words.
Yeah, no, you're right. When you were mouthing words to me, I was very excited and turned on by that, trying to figure out what you were trying to mouth.
Perfect.
No, I think she's joking, Ryan. I don't think she's serious about that.
I mean, Ryan, at first you sounded like a sweet dude, and now you sound like a guy who just doesn't get it and maybe didn't want her to talk.
I don't know, a little pushy.
No, look, like, that's not it. Like, I totally wanted her to talk. Like, we were just in a bad situation. Like, well, let's talk, like, right now. Let's have a date right now. Let's, like, I know we're not seeing each other in person, but, like, let's use this time.
What?
And, like, let's date.
I don't think we have time for you to go on a date right now.
Oh, I'd like to hear
Ryan.
On the air.
No, come on, let's give it a chance. Why not? Let's pretend like we're at a nice restaurant, like there's candles, like the lighting's dim. We've already ordered a really nice appetizer. And it's on its way.
This is not how this...
Like, no, I mean, like, where did you grow up? What do you like to do for fun?
You're actually trying this, huh?
Where do you grow up and what do you like to do for fun?
It is kind of cute how he's trying.
So, Lisa?
We're on a radio show. I don't know. This is so weird.
I think you need to be more open-minded, Lisa, and answer the question.
Yeah, Lisa.
Open-minded.
What kind of TV shows do you like?
I can't. I'm not going to do this right now.
Oh, man.
Just go out on another date with me. Come on.
Oh, there you go.
All right, Lisa, would you like to go on a second date with Ryan? We'll pay for it, and then you can have this awkward conversation in real life.
That was the most awkward date I've ever been on. I don't even know if we can call it a date.
Which one? The date you actually went out on or the one we just heard?
Oh, my goodness.
That was awkward.
Yeah, that's fine. You can classify that as a date. So we've now been on 2 bad dates. So I'm going to have to say no.
Oh.
Dang
Oh,
it.
come on. I admit, the planning was bad. The next time, I promise, no couples massages, no movies where you can't talk. We'll go to a actual nice dinner instead of trying to imagine one over the phone.
And you're not going to take me to the library, are you?
Yeah, that'd be amazing, actually.
Ryan sounds adorable, and you did say in the very beginning you thought he was thoughtful and listened to you when he even booked that massage to begin with.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the deal. If this is going to happen, what you have to do...
Did you just shush her?
I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Hey, this guy.
Oh, maybe too soon?
I like it.
Yeah, you're going to have to work on your comedy there a little bit, too.
So what do you think, Lisa? Will you go out with him one more time?
Well, it seems like this isn't going to end until I say yes, so I guess I'm saying yes.
Yay!
God, look what we accomplished when we
Sweet.
actually tried.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
Ryan.
right.
You got a date, not because she wants to. She just wants to get off the phone. So congratulations. Ariana's on the phone today for a second date. You know, Ariana should consider herself lucky because most dudes, when they go out on a first date, are trying to score the big O. Her dude just trying to score a Big Mac. I'm loving it. Because that's all they did. They went to McDonald's and then went for a walk in the park. And now she's not getting a call back and we have no idea why.
And you said, I mean, in all of it, nothing seemed to go wrong and you guys just clicked. I'm just hoping that this is finally a second date where there's a real reasonable explanation. Like he's been in the hospital for a couple weeks or something. I don't know.
That's not true.
You think maybe he didn't like your food choice? Maybe you ordered the wrong thing at McDonald's? That's his big test?
Ooh.
Well, I did hear they have breakfast all day now, so maybe I did mess up.
Maybe you did. Or maybe you got the filet of fish, because anytime I see somebody get that, I'm like, serial killer, for sure.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm going to dial his phone number right now and see if we can figure it out for you. Here we go.
Hello?
Hey, is this Jerry?
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm sorry, who is this?
Jubal from McDonald's.
Shut up. That's not true.
Wait, I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. This is Jubal?
Yes.
From the morning show?
Yes, from Brooke and Jubal in the morning, the radio show.
Okay. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Jerry.
Hey, not much. How are
Thanks for
you?
listening.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Not too bad. Thank you for asking. A little hungry for no reason at all, but we can get to that later.
What's going on?
Somebody emailed us about a second date.
Okay.
Congratulations, Jerry.
Been on a date recently to the Golden Arches.
Oh, man.
Oh, you know exactly what McDonald's date we're talking about.
Are you serious right now?
Yes, Ariana is who I'm guessing you're thinking of. She's wondering why you're not calling her back after you took her on a beautiful date to McDonald's and a walk through the park.
Oh, my God.
So Jubal's actually kind of making fun, but she's had a great time.
Yeah.
I did too. I had a great time.
Oh, good.
So why
don't
aren't
call
you
her back
calling
then,
her
Jerry.
back? Yeah.
Well, I'm so embarrassed right now. Taking a girl to McDonald's is ridiculous. I get it, but believe me, I had something in the back of my mind, and I'm not like a wacko that just takes girls to McDonald's.
Hold up. You took her to McDonald's for a specific reason.
Yeah, I did.
Like was there actually like some sort of weird McDonald's test that you were doing?
Kind of.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yes, kind of.
Whoa.
Jubal was joking about that earlier. I thought he was being ludicrous.
No.
I thought I was too. What?
Listen, 5 years ago, if I would have met Ariana, she's awesome. But timing's kind of like everything, right?
So she's hot, but she's 5 years ago hot?
No.
No, it's not about that. She's beautiful. It's just, okay, so this is embarrassing, but my biological clock is ticking. I'm in my mid-30s. I'm going to be pushing 40, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's just, I guess it's women that normally feel that way, but I feel like my clock is ticking, so I wanted to go to McDonald's. So we went, but in the back of my mind, I was kind of hoping that it would also propel us into a conversation about, kids.
What? Yeah, having kids? You and her possibly having kids? If she's open to children?
Yes.
Whoa.
I mean, she told us that you said you wanted to take things slow.
Well, that's what you say, but I mean,
But you wanted to get her pregnant right there in the drive-thru.
Oh my God! Wait, so you think
That's what it sounds like.
In the back of my mind, I was like, I've been to that McDonald's before, and I always see kids, and it's kind of fun for me. I sit at McDonald's, and I'm not a creeper. I just
Yeah, don't continue that sentence. We get what you're about to say, but it's going to come off very creepy. So just move past that. You took her there to sit next to kids.
I'm not creepy here, but I wanted to take her to McDonald's because the kids were there, the playground, all of that, and I wanted to see if her motherly instincts would kick in.
What does that mean? She was going to punish a child for running when he's not supposed to indoors or something?
Or grab somebody else's baby and just start breastfeeding it? What?
I don't get it either.
How does that just kick in public like that?
No. Not like that at all. It's just we were having lunch, and there was this cute, like a brother and sister. They're playing, and the brother literally fell off the monkey bars. They had like a little jungle gym in there. He fell off 2 feet from us.
And?
It didn't faze her at all. Nothing.
Yeah, because
It's not.
Jerry, kids fall all the time. I have kids, and it doesn't faze me when they fall.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I went over and I was like looking for the mom, and the mom came over, and of course she helped out, but Ariana didn't do anything. It was like we were in a Seinfeld episode. Like, oh, that's a shame.
So you're saying because
the kids weren't really hurt and they just fell down.
Not hers.
You're saying that because she didn't help some strange child when the child fell on a playground, you think that she is not going to be a good mother?
No. I didn't say that. I was just looking for the instinct. My focus is on kids. If her instinct was to focus on kids, she would have done something, but that didn't happen. So, I don't know.
I feel like that's a really unfair judgment.
Look, I know what it's like to be on a first date. I've been on plenty of first dates. So I know on the date, I'm not going to ask her if she wants to have kids right away. You just don't do that.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking maybe if I saw something subconsciously, I would get a sense. I mean, that's how I feel.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. And I feel like women out of anyone would understand if you talked about your biological clock and those feelings.
Well, I really want to have kids now. Like, I want to have kids immediately.
When you say immediately, you're talking in the next 6 months?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Holy hell.
I don't think the timing works out on that anyway.
I don't want to be an old dad that's like 40 years old trying to, throw a football for my kid.
It just feels like you should have started this process a couple years ago or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thanks for giving us the reason, Jerry. And just to let you know, Ariana is on the other line, and we can ask her right now if she's ready to get pregnant. Ariana, are you ready to have a baby with Jerry?
Do this? Are you kidding me?
Hi,
I really don't want to do this, you guys.
You did it.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Ariana.
Hi.
Were you listening?
I was. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. I feel like such an idiot right now.
No, I wish you'd just talked to me. I get it. I get the whole biological clock thing, and
you do.
I feel, and I feel a little weird that like you didn't see that or whatever it was that you saw in me. You didn't see that I was motherly. I did a lot. Like, I've got younger brothers and sisters I told you about. I used to babysit. Like, I love kids.
Yeah, but there's a difference between loving kids and wanting to have them right this second.
I want to have kids, like, in, like...
You do?
Yeah. Like, I don't know, like 2-3 years.
Hey.
What?
You know what? That timeline just doesn't work for me.
Jerry!
Why?
2-3 years with someone who is wonderful rather than 6 months with someone you barely know.
Yeah.
I mean...
No, I'll be too old by then.
You won't,
Jerry,
dude.
you realize you don't actually have a biological clock? Like, your stuff's going to work.
Yeah.
George Clooney just had twins and he's like 86 or something, right? Like, that stuff stays fresh for a while, okay?
Good,
Your expiration date is late compared to ours.
Look, I know all of the biological stuff. I know it. But it's a physical thing for me. I don't want to feel old and have kids. I want to be youthful and vibrant and all of that stuff, and nothing can change that.
So 2-3 years is, like, too much for you? You need, like,
Too much.
You need someone to... Wow.
But Jerry, how are you going to establish a good foundation of a relationship to have someone to parent with?
Good question, but I think there should be like a spark. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for that moment where it was like, oh my God, I can't wait to have kids. And that didn't happen for me. I just didn't feel that. It wasn't there. There was nothing that felt like kids now. Nothing.
Jerry, I think I already know the answer, but would you want to go out with Ariana on a second date again? We will pay for it.
I don't know. I just feel like the timing's off between us. That's too bad. But Ariana, if you're really nice, and I enjoyed being with you. So if like anybody, some girls around you that you know of that you could set me up with, I would entertain that.
What?
Are you just looking for a surrogate?
Wait, so you're rejecting me, but you want me to set you up with one of my friends who will have your child, like, this year?
Well, if it's not too much to ask, I would appreciate that.
It's not a big request at all, yeah. Not too much to ask.
I'm sorry, Jerry, but I guess my timeline isn't going to work for your request.
Well, thanks for doing the second date, Ariana. And Jerry, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Okay, well, you got it, guys. And I know you have a lot of listeners, so if you want to put the word out for me, I'm a really nice guy.
Do it right now. Text in 78592. Who wants to get pregnant by Jerry? We've heard a lot of very romantic dates for your second date. But today's second date, I think, might be the most romantic night out we've ever heard.
Oh,
Really?
Ever.
We've heard from people who have like rented out full castles and
I know.
helicopter rides. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't think anything can compare to today's second date. And I don't even want to spoil it. Like, normally I might say what the email was about, but I'm just going to let Ariana tell us about it. Ariana, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thanks.
You should be great because, man, this guy pulled out all the stops when he took you out.
I'm dying to know her, and it
Yeah.
was the most romantic date ever.
Tell us about it. Tell us about your romantic date with, what's his name, Jerry?
Yeah, Jerry took me to McDonald's.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were serious.
Oh my God, I thought so too. It could still be romantic. You never know.
No, it can't.
Did he like rent out the whole McDonald's and do a little candlelit dinner because the McDonald's fries are your favorite?
Actually, it was much quieter than that. And we met online. He just seemed super nice. I'm looking for nice right now. And, like, we were talking, and he just sounded like a good guy. And so he's like, let's take it slow. Let's do lunch. And then he suggested McDonald's, which I balked at, but I was like, sure, let's, see. But it was so sweet. Like, we got Happy Meals. We sat by the playland. Like, we talked about, like, growing up, like, our backgrounds. And
I'm just saying, last time I was at McDonald's Playland, I literally watched a kid puke on his shoes.
And that's some people's romance right there, Could be a beautiful thing. Did he at least put, like, a candle in the bun of one of your burgers? So a little candlelight?
No, nothing like that.
No?
I mean, I got a milkshake. I wanted a milkshake, and he bought me chocolate milkshakes. So that was sweet.
Hey, I will
Wow.
say, though, if he can go through a McDonald's date and leave you still smitten, then there is something special about this guy.
It was super sweet, like very nostalgic, just like, really like a good kind of place to talk about growing up. And I feel like I got a good feel for like his background and his family and like who he is.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it was nice. And after we went to this park that was nearby, just walked around for a while, sat at a picnic table for like 30 minutes.
So basically, it's the most budget date ever. You're going to McDonald's, hit up the dollar menu, and then go for a walk in the park.
Like I was looking for a good guy, and he said he wanted to take it slow, and that's slow. But it was really it was pleasant. It was really nice. I had a great time with him. And I don't know, I haven't heard from him.
So what was the vibe from him on the date?
We just felt really comfortable. Like, we was really, like, we kind of talked very easily the whole time.
You should feel comfortable. You guys went on a date like somebody who's been dating for 15 years. Like, hey, you want to go get some McDonald's real quick?
He seemed really interested, like, in me. Like, he asked a lot of questions about me, too. It was definitely a two-sided conversation. And
it seems like he should be wowed by you. I mean, the stereotype is that girls want all this materialistic stuff on the dates, right? But you just really liked him for him.
Yeah, I feel that way, too.
How did things end?
So after we were at the park for about 30 minutes, he said he had to get back to work, and we just, had a big hug. He just gave him a nice hug. And then I texted him after and just, said, thanks for such a nice time. And he texted back, you're welcome, ! And then I haven't heard from him since.
It does sound steamy, that's for sure. Big hug, and then you haven't heard anything, though.
No, for a week. And obviously it wasn't steamy, but it was super comfortable. It was really nice. I thought we,
Do you think, because he said he wanted to take it slow, that maybe he was coming out of a relationship and he just isn't ready to date?
I didn't get that vibe, no, but, we didn't get a lot into, like, recent relationship history.
Mm-hmm.
It was more, like, further back history. But, when we were talking online, like, it did seem like he was interested in meeting a good person, too, so.
Any awkward moments that you can think of?
The only thing I can think of is like when we went to order our food, I had the thought of offering to pay, but then I thought, I mean, it's McDonald's, you know, I'm not putting him out.
Right.
I let him pay for me. But then I thought, well, maybe I should have offered to pay, but I don't know. I can't imagine that would ruin it.
Right.
I
And
don't
if
know.
it did, like, that's like splitting hairs, man.
Yeah.
The total was $7.
Yeah.
Why did you not split that with me? Well, we'll see if that is actually the reason. We'll play a song, come back, and then call him and get your second date, all right?
Thanks.
Okay, hang on. Hey, Joanna, I never asked you this. Did you guys kiss at the end of your first date?
No, we didn't. But there was definitely a lot of chemistry.
Okay, did you try to beat anybody up?
What?
Because it also seems like something you guys like.
Well, if you're asking me if we walked the streets and just beat random people up, no.
Huh. Okay, yeah, I just figured it's something you might be into. If you're just tuning in for today's second date, Joanna is on the phone, and she wants us to call a guy named Brandon. They met at a co-ed volleyball league when there was an argument that broke out between her team and his team. His team was mad at her because she was saying that a ball was out when they thought it was in, and then one of Brandon's teammates, the dude we're about to call, got upset and called her a name, and then Brandon punched that guy in the face and stood up for her honor. And then they went and got coffee. She thought everything went great, but now she's not getting a call back.
I think this one is such a hard one to judge because a coffee date, you can't tell a whole lot if someone's really into you because you guys are sober and it's during the day. Like a kiss at the end of it would be insane to me.
I totally agree. I think it would have been a bit inappropriate just to have coffee and then make out or something in a car.
Oh,
Right.
Weird. I don't know what kind of coffee dates you guys go on, but
Yeah. Apparently yours are a lot better.
yeah, mine are pretty exciting.
Wow.
All right, I'm going to give him a call right now and see if we can find out why he's not getting back to you, okay?
Great. Thank you.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Brandon?
Yep, it is.
Hey, Brandon, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Hi.
Hi. How's it going today, Brandon?
It's fine. Can I? What's this about?
Well, I'm calling you today because we got an email about you from somebody who listens to our show.
Okay. Why?
Well,
Good question.
because we hear you're pretty good with a left cross.
What's going on here? I don't know what you're talking about.
Or was it an uppercut, not a left cross? I don't know. I don't know what kind of punch you
details are
threw,
not
but
important.
I do know that you threw a pretty good punch.
I'm just really confused right now. Can you just tell me why you're calling me in the first place?
Oh, sure. Why didn't you ask before? I'm calling because we do a segment on our show called The Second Date. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and they like you a lot, but you don't call them back, they email us to get you on the phone and ask what happened. So you recently went to get coffee with a girl named Joanna.
Oh.
And that's why I asked about the punching, because she told us the story of how she met you and you punched one of your teammates on the volleyball team because he called her a name, and then you went to go get coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The punching thing makes sense. So what? She emailed you about that?
Yeah, because she says that she thought you guys had a lot of chemistry when you were having coffee, but now you won't plan another date with her.
Oh my God, that's too heavy size, Brandon.
So can you tell us why you don't want to go out with her again?
Well, I don't know. I feel I'm better off single, and that's pretty much it.
Did she come off as like too, what was her words? She thought maybe she looked high maintenance when she sent her coffee back a couple times?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to hurt her feelings. You know, I wish her the best and all that, but she was just pretty forward on the date, and then that's putting it nicely.
She was forward, as in like the things that she said to you, or she was
blunt,
or she walked forward, and you like people who walk backward.
I highly doubt it's that one.
That's a thing, I think.
No,
it's not a thing.
No, she was just really intense with the things she was saying. Like in the first 5 minutes, she kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
What'd she say?
Really?
Would she get into politics or religion or something?
No, it wasn't stuff like that. It was just like stuff about me. Like she just kept saying weird things to me.
Can you give us an example?
Yeah, well, just stuff about how I looked, you know. She just was like commenting on my clothes. She didn't like my hair. She just was like, "Oh, I can tell why you're single." Yeah, I can tell you're single.
What?
You know, maybe if you got a nicer haircut.
What? She was insulting your haircut?
Jeez, man.
Oh, my haircut, my pants, my shoes, like like always like that. Like, oh, I can tell you're single. You need a good woman. You need a good woman to tell you how to look good.
You need a lady to teach you how to dress.
That's so weird.
I don't know. It just really rubbed me the wrong way. And it was like, you're a slob, but, you know, you're a cute slob. I find you're cute, but you're a slob.
It's just strange because when we talked to her, all she talked about was how attracted she was to you.
That's not how I remember it. Like, maybe she just sees me as some kind of, I don't know, a project.
Oh, like a Barbie doll. And she can dress you up, do your hair any way she wants.
Well, like a Ken doll, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Oh, that would make me mad.
Yeah, she was critiquing me the whole time on everything.
Okay. All right, well, that makes sense. I wonder if she's got any more critiques, though, because she is on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Hi, Brandon.
Oh, my God. Really?
Yeah, that's Joanna right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
Dude, Joanna, you're coming in hot. Don't you want to apologize?
No, I don't want to apologize. Everything I said was true. I mean, his shoes, were ridiculous. They didn't go with his outfit, and they were really dirty. Like, he needed to throw them in the washer or just clean them. But I was still very attracted to him. He just needed, like, a little touch-up or help or something, you know?
What were you attracted to? You didn't say one single nice thing about me.
That is a valid question.
Well, I think that your facial structure has promise.
Oh, nice.
What does that... What?
I thought you were really cute, just like a little lost boy that needed maybe a little help. And then you'd be super hot.
Wow. Yeah, thanks. That's really sweet of you.
You're welcome.
Oh, my God. He's being sarcastic.
Yeah.
You're being awful. Why would you, don't go out with somebody if you want to change everything about them.
I'm not going after him. I mean, what I say is true. I mean, I don't want to beat around the bush. I'm honest.
No, it's true to you. There's a difference, right? So you think he needs those things. He obviously doesn't.
No, honestly, if you guys were there, you would see that he is cute, but maybe on the verge of something better. Like, he clearly hasn't had a woman in his life for a long time.
And if he just had a woman in his life, he could be better.
Brandon, are you hearing this?
Yeah, no, I did hear it, and I heard it for like 45 minutes at a coffee shop, and and I really appreciate you guys calling me to make me relive this thing.
No problem. Our pleasure.
I don't see what the problem is. I think that you guys should be thanking me for this because people are not honest anymore. Everyone's like passive aggressive, and personally, I think that he should thank me for, being honest and forthright with him.
Dude, he wasn't even asking you for help. There's a difference between honesty and just being a plain asshole.
Yeah.
I am not an asshole. You know what? I think the assholes in life are the people who don't say anything, the passive-aggressive people who stay in the corner and won't tell anyone the truth.
Listen, I could have told you the same thing, right? I could have been like, because I know why you're single. It's very clear to me why you're single. It's very clear to everyone else, but I don't go out and say it, okay?
And why do you think I'm single? Because you're not brave enough to say it.
Ooh.
Well, I think it was a rhetorical question, right?
You're scared. You're a coward. Just say it. Why am I single?
Uh-oh.
You'd like me to tell you, well, you know what? I'm not going to give you that satisfaction. How about that?
Oh. Please. You're just another one of those sheeple. I mean, really.
You'd make a great dominatrix. I think that's...
He does bring up a very good point.
If that's what you're looking for, Brandon, would you like to go on a second date with Joanna? We will pay for it, and she can punish you.
Oh, my God. No.
Brandon, listen, you can't handle an intense, forward, confident woman. And you know what? I understand why you were single, because you don't have the balls to listen to someone who's telling you the truth. You know what? You should stay single, and you don't deserve someone like me.
Whoa! Yeah, I don't think he deserves someone like you. I think that's absolutely true. He's a good person.
Shut up, bitch.
All right.
I kind of like that for some reason.
Well, sorry, Joanna. You didn't get a second date with Brandon, but it sounds like at this point you don't want one.
No, I don't want to go on another date. And obviously, coming on with you guys was a huge mistake.
I agree. For a lot of people, that's the case. And I got to tell you, Joanna, something about you is really turning me on right now. I don't know what it is.
You are so twisted, dude.
Oh, no, please. I've seen your picture. No, you couldn't handle me anyway.
That's true, and that's why I think I love you. I've always said dating is a lot like volleyball.
You have?
Yeah.
I've never heard that at all.
You know, you got a bump,
What?
set, and then spike. Right?
I don't get it.
Yeah. And if anybody knows about dating in volleyball, it's Joanna who's on the phone for a second date right now. Right, Joanna?
Yeah, I am here.
Yep.
Hi, guys.
I'm hoping it's
Joanna.
because you actually play volleyball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
She knows a thing or two about
Okay.
bump setting and spiking. Am I right?
You are right.
Your email said you met the dude you want to call today playing volleyball.
I did, yes. We're on a rec league together.
He's your teammate, huh?
No. Actually, he's on the opposite team.
Oh, an
okay.
enemy.
Yeah. Does he French braid his hair too and put ribbons in it and then do lots of chants in the middle of the court?
No, he doesn't.
What's his name?
Brandon.
Brandon. Okay. And were you trying to sleep with Brandon in order to get the plays from the other team?
The playbook.
No, I was not.
Because that's what I would be doing. All right.
You play in some serious rec leagues,
I do,
Jubal.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, that is competitive.
I've had to do a lot of bad things,
Yeah.
but our record was pretty good. So,
Okay. Worth it.
how'd you end up scoring a date with Brandon if he's not on the same team as you?
Well, let me preface this by saying there's no ref in our rec league.
Okay.
So there was a questionable call, and it happened to be near me. So I said it was out. And immediately the opposing team went after me. Everyone was yelling, and it got pretty heated.
Dude, and seriously, rec leagues get so intense.
Oh, they do.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's almost as if they think that they're in the Olympics.
Yeah, well, the teams were pretty chippy all night.
Okay, so you guys were heated.
Yes, definitely heated.
Well, that would make somebody get hot and bothered. Am I right? A little anger?
No, not exactly how it happens. But Brandon was he was in on it too. He was also yelling at me.
Oh my gosh, he was yelling at you?
Yeah, I mean, the whole team was mad at me because I said the ball was out and they thought the ball was in. But it was clearly out. I was right there.
So wait, how did that lead to a date?
Well, somebody on the opposing team, because it got so heated, somebody called me a derogatory word.
Oh, wow.
Not appropriate.
So Brandon actually turned on his teammate and started arguing with him because the word was definitely over the line.
Yeah. So he was your knight in shining armor.
Well, it felt like that because the fight got so out of hand, Brandon punched the dude.
Wow, he punched his own teammate. I like how he's yelling at you, and then one of his friends pipes up and crosses lines like, wait a second. And so he actually punched his own teammate.
Yes.
Wow.
Dude.
And I felt like he was kind of standing up for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the whole thing escalated, it sounds like, really quickly. Were you freaked out, or were you like, oh, dreamboat?
The whole, arguing between the teams didn't really bother me. But once Brandon punched the guy, I was like, basically, I've got to get out of here.
It just got real.
Yeah, it got pretty crazy. And basically, at that point, I just had to leave.
Okay, so how did you end up going out with Brandon, though?
So I see Brandon in the parking lot, and he confesses to me that he got kicked out of the league because he did that, because he punched the guy.
For you.
Oh.
He got kicked
Dude,
out
this
of a co-ed rec league volleyball for you.
These things are so crazy. I mean, he probably ruined friendships, too.
Yeah, and if you know anything about these kind of leagues, it's devastating if you're kicked off the team.
I know. That shows how destined you two are to be together. That's amazing. And a beautiful story.
That's what I would say.
Okay. So what, in his tears in the parking lot, he asked you out?
No, actually, I gave him my number, And I said, like, we should get some coffee sometime. And he said, yeah, sure.
Okay, and did you actually get coffee?
Yes, we did. We had coffee, and
Did anybody get punched in the face on this occasion?
no punching. Okay. But he was still like a little bit down, from being kicked out. So
what did he say about the punching incident?
He just felt bad about it, and he kind of regretted it because he didn't want to be kicked off the team. But the guy definitely shouldn't have said the word to me, so he kind of felt good about, taking matters into his own hands and literally and standing up for me.
Okay, so how did coffee go then?
I think that it went really well. I mean, I was cracking jokes and stuff, and Brandon's a really nice guy. He's really great, and I definitely was very attracted to him.
Okay.
And I didn't get the feeling that he punches people on a regular basis, which
that's
is good.
Another positive about Brandon.
Yeah.
So how did everything end then?
Well, I said, we should do this again. And he said, yeah. So I was texting him, and he basically hasn't texted me back, and it's been a week now.
Like nothing?
Nothing. No response at all. And I've texted him, several times.
And why do you think he's not calling you back if you thought everything went so great?
I couldn't think of anything except for he might think that I'm high maintenance.
Why? Really? What did you do?
Well, I sent my coffee back 2 times because it wasn't right. But, but I like my coffee, and it wasn't right, so I sent it back.
It does sound kind of high maintenance.
What wasn't right?
I mean, I guess it depends why you're sending it back. Were you sending it back because it wasn't exactly 184 degrees?
No, I was sending it back because it wasn't made properly, and that's just, if I order a coffee a certain way, then it should be made a certain way.
Not getting a high maintenance vibe from you at all on that.
If you like coffee, you know how you want things, you know what it should taste like, what it should look like. And so if it's not like that, you send it back.
Okay. Well, maybe that did it. We'll find out. We'll play a song, come back, and then call him and get your second date, okay?
Okay.
All right, hang on.
Now ADT can help protect your family at home and on the go. Get started with ADT's best offer, an ADT starter kit and security camera installed free. A savings of $449. Plus, you'll get ADT Go, the new family mobile safety app and service for 24/7 emergency response. Go to ADT.com/podcast today to take advantage of ADT's best offer with 36-month monitoring contract, easy pay and QSP. Early termination and activation fees apply. Additional charge for ADT Go premium services after 3/31/18. Certain markets excluded. Licenses available at ADT.com. Offer ends April 1st.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
What happens when a beautiful single woman shows up to a church event full of 20-something dudes?
Oh, gosh.
Well,
mayhem?
They probably all have to start praying because they're thinking all sorts of bad thoughts. And I wonder if that's what happened to Keith, who's on the phone today to do a second date update. He says he met the girl that he wants to call at a church function. And Keith, when you saw her walk in, what impure thoughts were you thinking? What were they?
Guys, I'm embarrassed, guys. I don't really want to tell you that.
Oh, sounds like someone used the hymn book in a strategic place when he stood up.
No, it wasn't in church that I met her. It was at a church function. It was like a singles barbecue. And yeah, it was like a nice day. And I've been going to this thing for 4 years.
For 4 years. Wow. And were you standing with your church buddies and you saw her walk in? You're like, dude, that chick, man. Oh, she looks like she could pray for hours. I would pray her so hard.
No. We were standing there and, I was with my boys and they saw her first and they started talking and almost catcalling her. And I was like, guys.
At a church event?
Listen, you have no idea. There's a lot of pent up something going on with these guys at a church event when a pretty girl walks into one of these barbecues. I mean, you can go a year or more without seeing anything. And then finally, a pretty girl walks in and everybody gets woof. They start,
All right, so these church singles barbecues are a lot like a construction site or prison. It sounds like.
Yeah, it's unfortunately, embarrassingly, yes.
I haven't seen a pretty woman in ages.
Yeah. So, Keith, were you able to restrain yourself and actually be a gentleman when you talked to her?
Yes, I was. The guys around me swarmed her. Like, can I get you a plate of food? You know, do you want to go for a walk? And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to hold off. I'm going to play it cool because sometimes, you know, if you play it cool, then maybe they'll get interested in you. Like, why isn't he talking to me?
Well,
Right.
obviously you're the expert, seeing that you've gone to the singles event for 4 years. Your game is not working very well, Keith, is what I'm trying to say.
You might be right. You might be right.
All right. So how'd you guys actually start talking then?
Well, into the evening, they start to do games. They'll do like these little sort of fair games, you know, and amazingly, out of the luck of, well, maybe it's God's plan, I don't know, she was paired up with me.
Oh.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Divine power at its best.
That's right. Let's hope. But so she and I ended up playing this egg toss game where you stand close to each other, like 5 feet away, and you throw an egg and catch it. And you keep going a little further and a little further, and eventually you get like 20, 15, we were probably 15 feet away from each other, and she throws the egg, but she threw it too hard. When it hit me in the mouth,
Oh, gross.
I did fall down on the ground.
Whoa.
And I started coughing and trying. It was hard to breathe for a minute. And
This sounds dramatic.
I got to tell you, it's embarrassing. But what was nice about it, I'm going to tell you, she ran right over to me. And she was standing over me, and she was very apologetic and very sweet. And she said to me, what can I do to make this better? And this is where I got brave.
Oh, nice.
I said, what if you go out to dinner with me on Friday night?
Whoa. All right, way to seize the opportunity.
Yeah.
What'd she say? Did she think that was cute?
Well, she laughed, and she said yes.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
So did you guys actually make it to dinner, or were you so injured from the egg thing you never actually went out?
No, I recovered quickly, and we made it out to dinner. We went to Olive Garden.
Oh, I love Olive Garden.
What was the Olive Garden like for you two lovebirds?
Olive Garden was a different world. And not in a good way. No, he's laughing back there, but it wasn't a good thing. It was like we had been set up at the barbecue, and it was like we had all these games to play, things to say to each other, and then we get to Olive Garden, and it's like it just got so real. Like I didn't know what to say to her.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's usually when I take one of those breadsticks and just put it in my mouth and look at the person across the table from me. Just make eye contact. Awkward eye contact.
No.
No.
I got it. I was feeling so nervous, and I only ordered a salad, and I felt like, okay, well, I'm just going to try to eat light. And she ordered like a full meal, like breadsticks, chicken parmesan, and like a side of shrimp scampi.
I'm going to tell you right now, I think you went wrong ordering only a salad.
Yeah, dude.
No woman wants to go out with a guy who's just eating a salad while she scarfs down.
Well,
I mean, good on her, but what'd you do while she was eating? Just looked at her?
You know what I did? I took my time, eat my salad one bite at a time, and I just kind of tried to wipe my mouth after each bite.
Oh.
Just spread out the salad for an entire 3-hour meal. One salad.
Well, unfortunately, I wish it had lasted 3 hours. It was only about probably 28 minutes total. I think I timed it, which I shouldn't have done,
Probably.
well, yeah, it was 28 minutes.
Oh.
And what she did was she got up at the end and she said, "Thank you very much for dinner." And she shook my hand, and I tried to pull her in for a kiss, but she pulled away and turned away and left.
Wow, did she seem angry about something?
No, she was really polite, but she just went ahead and walked out and left. Not mean, but just not nice either,
I mean, it doesn't sound like you guys had the best chemistry.
Ah, man, I tell you, it was not the chemistry that we had when I had an egg in my throat. But
maybe that's the problem. Maybe we can score you a second date, and then on that date, you just keep an egg in your mouth the whole time. Okay? We'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah, man, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Not to put too much pressure into the second part of today's second date update, but this is the moment where we find out if God really exists.
No pressure at all, Jubal.
No pressure at all. If you missed the first part of today's second date update, Keith is on the phone and he wants to call a girl named Amy who he met at a church function, and then they ended up going out to Olive Garden. The date ended with her kind of getting up and saying, "Okay, well, thank you very much for the time," shaking his hand, and then walking off. He said that she wasn't exactly mad, but she also didn't seem very happy. So we're going to try to get her on the phone and find out what went wrong. Keith?
Yeah.
Are you ready to see if God, in fact, does exist and you guys will go out on a second date?
I'm ready to call her, yeah.
I will say, Keith, your date only lasted 28 minutes, and I don't think that that's fair of her. I think she should have given you more of a chance. Obviously, you were nervous. Doesn't sound like you drink alcohol, which is always my go-to to make myself more relaxed. So I'm hoping that you get another chance at this.
Thank you for saying that. I don't know why it ended so early. Hopefully she'll tell us.
Okay, I'll dial her phone number right now and see if we can get her on the phone, okay?
Thank you, and God bless.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Amy, please?
This is Amy.
Amy, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Who is it?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning?
I don't know who that is.
Well, Jubal would be me, and Brooke and Jubal in the Morning is a radio show, and Brooke would be the Brooke part of that whole thing,
Hey, Amy.
and Jose would be that dude you hear right there. So
What is going on here?
it's a radio show, and one of our listeners emailed us to see if we could get a hold of you.
Who?
Well, his name is Keith.
Keith?
Yeah, Keith.
Keith from the church thing?
Yes, Keith from the church thing, the guy that you met at like a singles barbecue, and then you went with him to the OG.
The OG.
The OG.
The Olive Garden.
Olive Garden.
Oh.
I mean,
yeah.
if you're not hip enough with the OG slang.
Yeah. I'm just confused as to why you guys are calling.
Well, we do a segment on our show. It's called the Second Date Update. So Keith is wondering why you kind of left your date early and then haven't been responding to his text messages or calls.
Is this for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 100% for real.
very
Keith really
real.
liked you. He said he had a good time. He said a lot of nice things about you, but he's confused why you don't want to see him again.
I'm confused as to why he would even call me back. But
Really?
yeah.
He said, like, that you were awesome and gorgeous and you guys had fun at the barbecue.
Well, I felt really bad because we played some like games. One of them was an egg toss, and I threw it kind of hard. Maybe I wanted to get out of there. I don't know, but it kind of went in his mouth and it got stuck there. And then
Yeah, he told us about the whole egg fiasco. But then he says after that he asked you out. You said yes, and he thought you were having a good time at the Olive Garden until you took off.
Well, we were having a decent time. I mean, he was a nice enough guy. He was. It's just that, I ordered a bunch of stuff, and he told me order whatever I want, but he only ordered a salad. And so I said, well, how come you're not eating more? And he said that he couldn't really afford it, but he'll pay it back, and he was borrowing against the collection plate.
Wait, what?
Borrowing church money?
Wait, you can't borrow money from the... So wait, he
So
steals...
he grabs it out of the collection plate.
Listen, I don't know how he does it. All I know is he said he pays it back. So I just was out of there. I had to go.
Yeah, you're like
crazy.
guilty by association if you're eating a big meal at the Olive Garden on the church's tab.
Right.
Not even
That's
on the church's tab, like on people who's donating their money to the church's tab.
I felt so guilty. I just had to get up and shake his hand and go, like I thank you, but no thank you,
Oh,
Yeah, I had no idea that you could use that as a loan, too. I got to start going to church again.
No. I mean, what's crazy to me is that he told you this without thinking anything was wrong about it, is what it sounds like.
That's the whole thing is he didn't think there was anything wrong with it, and that his whole thing was that he was going to pay it back, so that makes it okay. Like,
I don't think so.
Wow. All right, so...
Excuse me, guys, can I just say, hey, it's me, it's Keith. Can I say something?
Yeah, you can, Keith. You were supposed to wait, but I'll just tell Amy right now. Amy, Keith is on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
what is going on?
Keith really wants to talk to you, so he was waiting until his moment, and I guess he found his moment.
There it is.
Amy, listen, you're getting it all wrong. Look, I just borrow money from the collection plate, and then I pay it back on Sundays. That's it.
That's not okay, though. Like, I don't understand that.
No, Amy, it is okay. Like, I do it all the time. I do it, like, literally every weekend, and there's never a problem.
Oh, my God.
Guys, I don't know why everyone is freaking out about this. I pay it back. It's not like I'm stealing from God. I pay the money back.
Lord.
Keith!
Lord.
No.
Yes. How do you even do it? Are you just, when it comes to you, you're just taking the money and...
No, I mean, I work behind the scenes, and I take the collection plates back, and I, look, every time I replace the money, every Sunday that I took from the week before, I replace the money.
Okay, so I guess it's not really stealing if you're giving them the same amount back, or is it still stealing? I don't understand.
They're out money for a whole
Okay,
week.
look, you're making me sound like a bad person here, and I'm not a bad person. I mean, I go to church.
Okay.
I don't think that's
You're right.
the qualifier.
Amy, Father doesn't know, but I think he has an idea, and he's okay with it.
Oh, you think he has an idea?
Maybe?
Keith, he didn't tell you it's okay. It's stealing. It's not borrowing.
Amy, you are judging me right now, and I'm praying hard for you, but you are judging me.
Don't pray for me. Pray for yourself. You're a criminal.
On that note, I'm praying for both of you to go out again on another date.
No!
Amy, would you like to go out with Keith one more time? I guess the Lord will pay for it. But if not, then we'll pay for it.
Well, they have to, because otherwise he's going to have to go on the collection plate and take it again.
I can just pay it back.
No, Keith, you have to stop this practice, like, right now, okay? It is not okay. There's nothing about it that it's okay.
Amy, do you want to go out again?
Not really, Keith. This whole thing has just left a bad taste in my mouth. No, I'm good.
Well, that's disappointing, and if I do see you at church days or another church function, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'll come up and talk to you. I don't know. Maybe I'm...
Whoa.
Keith.
You're a wild card, Keith.
That is some strong action. You are an outlaw.
No, I'm not. I'm not an outlaw. I'm a man of God, and I'm also human, and I deal with emotions like everybody else.
All right, well, I'm sorry you didn't get a second date, Keith.
Thanks for trying, Jubal.
Yep. Yeah. And Amy, thank you very much for being honest with us. I appreciate that.
Well, yeah, I'm just glad it came out, because it's wrong. The whole thing's wrong.
It is wrong. Keith, it is wrong to do that. Also, can I go to church with you?
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Got a text in at 78592 that says, I didn't know you could do that at church. I might start going now.
No.
It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, this dude Keith met this girl named Amy at church, and then they went out on a date and she wasn't calling back. When we got her on the phone to find out why, during the date, he told her how he was paying for everything because on Sundays he'll take money from the collection plate and then he'll always replace it with the same amount the next Sunday. So he doesn't consider it stealing, but it still rubbed her the wrong way that he's taking money from the church, basically.
Yeah, and the church doesn't even know about it. It's like borrowing your buddy's car without telling them and then not returning it for a week. That's still Grand Theft Auto, basically.
And I like how he's like, well, I pay it back every week, but dude, you never add to it. They're always minus, and then you make them even, and then you take it again. You're never really contributing. You're taking.
No, they're always down the same amount, whatever he's taking.
And he's using the money to date, which is also just feels wrong. Right? Like if he was using the money to go buy some needy children's school supplies, maybe.
Nope, he's using it to take girls out to the Olive Garden. And unfortunately, he's not getting another date because she didn't want to go out with him again after she heard that he steals from the church. I don't know why. It's weird.
Judgy, you think? You think she's being a little judgy?
Yeah, I do. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The dating world is a lot like playing a video game. Unless you have a cheat code, you're probably going to lose.
Wow. That's depressing.
You're going to spend hours and hours and hours in front of a game machine, pumping quarters into it and just watching it take and take and take.
Preach, brother.
And take everything that you have until you lose and walk away. And before you know it, you spent 4 years of your life trying to win this video game. It doesn't care one bit about you. And then you go back the next day and somebody else is there pressing its buttons.
Wow, that just got really
Enough about me.
depressing.
We're talking about Ronald, who's on the phone right now to do a second date update. And apparently he actually went on a date to a video game arcade, and that's why I bring it up.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Ronald, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Wow, Ronald, I thought you were just a really, really sad man about the state of dating right now.
Yeah, that's kind of his issue. That's completely different than what I experienced.
Okay, good. Good. There is hope out there for some people.
That's a Jubal flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your email said that you went out with a girl to a video game arcade. Before we get into that, how did you meet her?
I actually met her on a new dating application I was trying out. Friend told me about it.
A dating application.
Fancy.
Well, you guys would probably know it as an app. App is short for applications.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, all right, so you met her on this dating application. Did you guys talk a bunch before you went out, or did you just kind of meet and then go out?
We seemed to hit it off pretty good through the text. So, yeah, we went ahead and decided to meet up at an old school arcade venue. So we went in there and played some old school games like, Asteroids, and they had all the ones. It was really fun. It was a really cool place.
Did you allow her to win, or did you destroy her?
Well, actually, I'm a little bit competitive, but, I didn't want to, freak her out or anything. So, yeah, I kind of let her win a little bit, but I don't know, it just started, eating away at me just slowly as the points were rising. I was like, oh, my God, this is terrible. I was like, oh, I just felt like such a loser.
What? Okay, wait, slow down. One, why would you feel like a loser for not winning a video game?
I don't know, because I was looking around and everybody was, playing, and it was like the heavy competition thing started creeping in. There was a lot of couples there, and, most of the time the guy was winning. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like the only loser here that's losing to a female here.
So you actually, you were taking it seriously that you were losing. By the way, I guarantee none of those people were watching you if you felt like they were watching you.
You weren't there, man. They were absolutely watching me. They kept glancing over and kind of gesturing to each other. I saw one lady kind of nudge her boyfriend like, oh my God, look at this. It's embarrassing.
Well, you sound like an intense man.
Yeah, I'm definitely a little intense. I guess she thought so, too.
She thought so? Did she comment on it?
Yeah, she made a little comment. We were playing Pac-Man, and I'd almost tied us up, and I guess the controller kind of got stuck or something, and I couldn't swerve around a corner, and I got eaten. And in a momentary loss of judgment, I kicked the machine pretty hard.
Oh, dude!
What?
So you're freaking out on the machine. That's awesome.
I'll kill you.
Not only that, but it sounds like every time you're losing, you have something else to blame besides, I don't know, your own lack of skills.
No, the controller stuck. It wasn't my fault at all. It was one of those old school arcade games. The kids have been beating up on that machine all day.
Yeah, people. So the thing is, people kick those things, and then they get ruined.
Whatever, it wasn't that big a deal. I mean, it happened. She didn't seem absolutely freaked out by it.
Absolutely freaked out.
But the manager of the store actually was a little upset. He actually walked over and kind of scolded me like a little kid, which is a little embarrassing.
Oh, really?
So wait, you went out to an arcade where you proceeded to get beat and then took it out on a machine, and you're wondering why this woman isn't calling you back?
Well, yeah, but I mean, hold on. It gets better. Trust me. It's going to get better. So
Better in a good way, or better like you ruin this date even more?
No. It was a good turnaround.
Okay, what happened?
So, we're sitting there playing, and she kind of laughed about the manager. Seemed to kind of turn her on a little bit,
Oh, bad boy, huh?
Yeah.
Give her the bad boy thing, and I just played it off like whatever.
Yeah.
And, so next thing I know, we're actually behind one of the pinball machines making out.
Whoa.
Wait, what?
What?
Wow.
She made out with you behind a pinball machine?
Yeah, I guess it got her a little hot, just kind of being the defiant, rebellious type.
That'll happen, man. You know what I mean? When you say, screw the system, I'm going to kick this game if I want to. Who made the move to make out? You or her?
Well, I made the first move, duh. I mean, I'm a pretty badass guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Wow.
it.
I don't go out too often, so, when I do, I go for the kill.
Okay.
We lock lips, the next thing you know, I mean, we're just all up and down each other's throats. So.
Wow.
I really misjudged this whole story.
Nice make out in the arcade.
Gotta let you know.
How did the date end after your romance in the arcade?
It ended pretty good, actually, on a good note, because the manager actually saw us again. He walked by to change out the quarters or whatever in a machine, and he saw us making out. And then he came up and told us that we had to get out of there. And I was like, f this place anyway. So I grabbed her hand and walked out the front door.
So he kicked you out because he saw you making out?
Right.
But you were making out in an arcade in midday.
I know, pretty badass, huh?
I think so, Ronald. Well, why do you think she's not calling you back then if you guys had such a hot, steamy romance in the arcade?
Well, we got back to my place, and, the whole time we were pretty much, a lot of physical contact, it felt like...
Wow, it's still going. I thought you were done after the arcade.
No, I wasn't about to let the date end, I took it back to my place.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
I misjudged you completely at the beginning of this call.
I don't know what's happening.
You got swag.
So what happened back at your place then?
We pretty much picked up where we left off at the arcade, on a horizontal level.
You guys hooked up?
We didn't go all the way, but, we messed around quite a bit, and then at one point she just totally stopped on me, and I was kind of sitting there like, okay, got us all hot and bothered here, and then she's wanting to take off. I didn't quite understand, everything seemed like it was going really good. She was turned on. I don't know what it was.
Yeah? Well, sometimes when a girl's around a guy like you, they can't trust themselves, so they got to get out of the situation,
That's what I'm talking about.
So maybe that was it. How many times have you tried to get a hold of her since she left your place?
Quite a few times. I tried through the dating app twice, and, I let a couple days go by. I just started to call her cell phone number and still didn't get any answer.
Okay.
And do you want to date her, or do you just want to finish what you guys started?
Yeah, definitely.
Which
one? Yeah, definitely what?
Well, both preferably.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
I appreciate it much.
Yeah, man. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for the second date update, Ronald is on the phone. And this isn't your grandma's Ronald. No, this Ronald is a certified badass. Kicking computer games and taking names. No respect for authority whatsoever. That's the Ronald we know. If you were just listening, we talked to Ronald about his first date with a girl named Julia. They went out, they went to an arcade. He got in trouble because he kicked one of the video games there, and the manager said, hey, don't kick our video games. And then he got up from that video game with his date and then pushed her against a pinball machine. They started making out, and then they got kicked out of the arcade for making out. But it didn't stop there. They went back to his house and even made out a little bit more on his bed before she just couldn't take anymore and had to leave. All right, Ronald, are you ready to give her a call and find out why she would stop the action?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm not even going to guess on this one because I thought for sure it was because you were kind of a lunatic when it came to video games and she didn't like you, but she ended up back at your place, so I know nothing.
I know how to bring him home. What can I say?
Yeah, apparently you do, sir.
That's right, Ronald. Let's do this. Let's see why she wouldn't be calling you back, big dog.
I know you're just joking, but in real life, I'm kind of a badass.
Okay.
I know. I'm not saying that you're not, Ronald. I just think that should be your theme song. Okay, here we go. I'm going to dial her phone number.
Dial her up. Let's quit around. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Okay, Ronald means business.
Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, is Julia there?
Hi, this is she.
Hey, Julia, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm sorry, who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning, the radio show.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to know why I'm calling you?
I would love to know.
I'm calling you because you recently went out on a date with a guy, and he emailed us seeing if we could get you on the phone.
Uh-oh.
Have you been on a lot of dates recently?
No, not too many. I mean, I feel like I do maybe 2 per week. I try not to overwhelm myself.
Okay. Well, this one was with a guy named Ronald, and you went to an arcade.
Yes.
All right.
I
So,
definitely remember that one.
do you remember your date with Ronald?
Oh, I do.
All right. Well, Ronald emailed us because he thought you guys had a great time, but he says that you're not getting back to him, and he'd like to go out with you again. So he asked if we could maybe get you on the phone and find out what went wrong. He told us that the date went awesome. He even told us that you guys were making out and stuff, so it's kind of confusing.
Wow, that's private.
Yeah, but you know how Ronald is. Not a whole lot's private with Ronald, I feel like.
Oh my gosh.
But you liked him, right? Like you were into the date, obviously.
I mean, he had this whole like tough guy facade going, and in a way I appreciated it because I thought, oh, like he's trying to impress me, you know? I thought that was kind of cool.
Do you mean him getting kicked out of an arcade for kicking a machine and then making out with you?
Whoa, he told you guys everything.
Yeah, he did. You liked that, though.
That part, yes.
Really? It didn't make you feel like you were in junior high all over again and dating some teenager?
No, it felt, I don't know, it felt really risky and like fun and thrilling. So I thought, yeah, I'll go with it. It was fun.
Okay, so you enjoyed making out with him there, and did you enjoy the makeout session when you went back to his place?
Wait, why are you asking me? It sounds like he told you everything already.
He pretty much did. But the reason that we're confused is you were making out with him and then you stopped and left.
Yeah, he had no idea. Like it was out of the blue.
So we're wondering why you don't want to go out with him again if you were like all into it.
Well, what he did was out of the blue.
What did he do?
It's really embarrassing for him, not me.
Okay.
I don't want to say it on the radio.
No, I definitely think you should.
If it's embarrassing for him, he's the one that set up this whole phone call. Like he's the one that's putting your business out on the radio. So we've already talked to him, and he says he doesn't care. He just wants to know why you won't call him back.
Well, if you must know, we were, we were really into it. Like we were making out. It was good. It was fine. And then all of a sudden, he was touching my boobs, and he honked it and said, "Woohoo!"
Wait, what? Did you just say he honked your boob?
Yeah, only one of them. He honked my left boob and said, "Woohoo!"
Did he? Wait.
Was he trying to be funny?
I don't know. It's almost like he didn't even know he did it. He didn't acknowledge it.
He didn't call attention to the fact that he said woohoo.
No, and I mean that's so I stopped because I thought, okay, he's throwing in a joke while we're getting hot and heavy, which I think is lame. But I was like, whatever. He's just trying to be funny. It's okay. But he definitely was not joking, and just continued. Like he didn't miss a beat. Like I don't know if he knew he did it.
But it's like, I mean, to be kind of on his side, he has one bad moment in a long, sounds like makeout session. You couldn't get past a little boob honk?
I mean, a honk is one thing, but going woohoo along with it, that just kind of put me over.
I could see how that would kill the mood. That would have been followed up by a yippee if you'd have let him do other things, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, okay, he's got like a list of these little celebratory chants that he does. I don't want to stick around for the night.
Okay, so that's when you stopped and took off?
Right.
Oh, the bad boy wasn't so bad anymore.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you tell him that was a turnoff to you?
Because he seemed so oblivious to it, but I thought, let me just run now.
Yeah, why waste the time and have a conversation?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was like, this is the first date. I'm just going to stop now and then never talk to him again.
Okay, well, I do have bad news for you then, because he's actually on the other line listening and wants to have at least one more conversation with you.
Whoa, what?
Yeah. Ronald, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm sorry you had to hear that.
Yeah, but you're exaggerating a little bit. I mean, I grabbed it, but I didn't say woo-hoo. The most I said was woo.
It doesn't matter if you said woo or woo-hoo. It's just strange to hear those noises while we're in the middle of something like that. This isn't a sport where you're going to win something.
So what? I like to spice things up. It was my natural reaction, I was going for it.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of agree with Ronald.
Really?
Yeah, like, I don't know, it takes a while for two people to learn their likes and dislikes in the romantic sense, and I don't think you gave them a shot. You don't like one thing and you turn him down?
I mean, maybe we're just different. If you would have had Ronald making out with you, honk your boob, yell woohoo, would you have gone on a second date with him?
There's a lot of reasons that I wouldn't have gone out with Ronald to begin with. But if I got to a point where he's honking my boob and I didn't like it, I mean, I would have told him and we probably would have continued making out. I don't know.
If he said woohoo in the middle of, yeah, right.
That's an excited thing. It's not like he was disappointed.
Yeah, but he sounds like a Simpsons character.
You know, like you guys are making fun of it, but she was into it at the time. You know, she was moaning like. So yeah, I went for it.
That wasn't moaning. That was me trying to hold back my vomit.
Whatever. You know you liked it.
Chemistry is
All
good
right.
here.
Well, Julia, I would love to ask you this question. Would you like to go out on a second date with Ronald? We will pay for it.
I'm going to go with no.
Oh,
No?
that's so weird.
Really? Maybe you grab your butt and get a Zoiks out of the whole deal.
Oh, gosh. Definitely not. I really don't want to feel like I'm on an episode of Mickey Mouse.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to us and being honest with us about your date. I appreciate that, Julia.
Sure, thank you.
You're welcome. And Ronald, I'm sorry, no second date for you.
That's all right. I can honk on somebody else.
All right. Get after it then, Ronnie.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm going to text in at 78592 that says, I'm definitely over my quota today for hearing the term honk my boob. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, Ronnie, as I like to call him, is a badass.
Yeah, he is.
And he wanted to call a girl named Julia who wasn't calling him back after their date. They went to an arcade, and Ronald talked about how cool he was when he got upset at playing Pac-Man and then kicked the machine. And the owner of the place came over and said, hey, please don't do that. And then he was like, dude, I was just showing her that I didn't care about anything. I don't care about authority. And then he pushed her up against the machine and started making out with her, which she liked. Yeah. And then they got kicked out of the place, basically. And he was like, dude, she was totally into me because I'm a badass. Well, it turns out she wasn't calling him back because when they got back to his place, they were messing around a little bit. And then he got to second base, and he honked her boob, and then went, woo, woo. Like, actually said woohoo, and that turned her off. Then she left and decided she doesn't want to see him again.
It all sounds like a story from junior high, from the arcade game, like
I'm surprised you didn't just
Rebel to the boob honk.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that was the thing that pushed her over. Like, there were so many things prior to that could have done the job.
Right? As soon as he starts to like get angry at a video game and start beating the crap out of it, you're like, all right, this guy is a little weird.
Red flag.
Somebody texted in at 78592 and said, thanks to Ronald, I have a new signature move whenever I touch a girl's boob. Woo!
Yeah, I think that it didn't work out for him. So you may want to take that into consideration before you pick it up as your signature move.
Somebody else said, I dated a guy who honked my boobs all the time like that.
I had one
and now we're getting married in 3 weeks.
Really?
So it also could work out for you.
You know?
It just depends on what you're into.
Yeah.
Remember,
Honking.
if
There's
you want
something for everybody.
to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show and we will call the person who didn't call you back. Somebody said, I just honked my girl's boobs because we're listening to you guys right now. Hey, if you're with your girlfriend right now, just reach over if you're carpooling to work or whatever. Just honk her boob.
Or vice versa, girls. Reach
Honk
over
him
to
back.
your man,
There's a place you can honk too. Why not everybody do that in traffic right now? Honk each other.
Hey, and if you're by yourself or you're in carpool,
Honk yourself.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, no way to get closer to your your coworkers than to
Honk each other and then honk the horn to let the people next to you know that you're honking each other. Everybody just get one big good honking on a part of your friend's body right now.
I love a
to
good
celebrate.
honk fest. No. Yeah, man.
All right, speaking of a honk fest, Young Jeffrey's Song of the Week is coming up at 8:10.
Moving 92.5. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
They always say don't mix business with pleasure. That's why I always wait till I'm out of work to pleasure.
What?
And Josh is on the phone today, and he accidentally mixed some business with pleasure, and now he's out of a date opportunity and out of a job.
What? Whoa, that got serious.
What's up, Josh?
Yeah, kind of frustrating.
So tell us about the girl that you want to call today.
So this girl I met, her name is Callie, and she was a client of mine. I'm a dog walker. I walk 11 or 12 dogs a day.
I don't mean to laugh at that. When you say client, I think of like some huge business firm somewhere.
Well, for me, they're a big client. They're a big deal to me.
Yeah.
for
No,
sure.
that makes sense.
I have a feeling if you
Continue.
lose like one client when you're a dog walker, that's a big hit to your business.
It can be, but they tend to come and go pretty frequently. You never know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your email said that she was a client of yours and now she's not talking to you?
Yeah, so basically the story is she found me online, and she lived pretty close to me, just a few blocks away, which is great for me. And before I sign her on as a client, I go over there to meet the dog and meet her and exchange keys and everything. So that's how I met her.
Okay. And you were like, you know what? Before I walk your dog, you and I should get a little intimate and get to know each other first. You got to get to know the owner before you can take care of the dog.
I try not to do that with every client, you know.
Did you want to ask her out immediately?
You know, I was attracted to her, but it's not really appropriate for me to be asking out clients, so that didn't even really cross my mind. I was just like, oh, she's really nice. This is great.
So how'd you guys go out then?
So I'd been walking her dog for maybe a week, and just hadn't been that long. And because she lived so close to me, she was the last dog on my route. So when I went to walk Penny, oh, by the way, her dog Penny is just like the cutest, best dog ever. It's my favorite.
Oh, Penny, I like that name.
Dude, and seriously, what girl doesn't fall for a man who's good with dogs?
It's like kids, right?
Yeah,
like a
it's
turn-on.
good. It's a good quality to have.
I tend to like the dogs better than the people.
I can understand that. People kind of suck. Dogs are always kind of cool, you know.
So anyway, that day I go to walk Penny, and when I put my key in the door and open up, she's actually there in the kitchen.
And she was naked.
No.
Oh. Sorry.
It would be a very different story.
Am I getting ahead of the story?
That's a different plot line from something else you've watched.
Okay, so she was there when you opened up the door. I'm sorry.
Not naked.
Yeah, no. So she's home, and I was like, oh my gosh. And she said she got off work early, and she was like, oh, I'm actually glad to see you. Like, I'm happy to see you, which was, you know, interesting.
Yeah.
So we start chatting again, just like last time, and I walk the dog and come back, and she's like, hey, do you wanna go out for a drink or something?
Oh,
nice. So she
bold
asked you
move,
out.
ma'am.
Yeah, so I would never ask out a client, but apparently she had no problem asking out the dog walker she just hired.
Okay.
Dude, that's sweet. That's got to feel good.
It did feel good. So, sorry, I'm getting really flustered.
Yeah, I can hear you blushing over the phone right now.
So we end up just kind of walking around the area a little bit. We find a little pizza place, so we stop in there, and we got some pizza, and maybe half an hour, and we got the check. And she was like, okay, well, I'll see you later. Bye.
That's it?
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
It's really only been like half an hour. So I was like, was this even a date? Did she just want to get some food and I happen to be here? Like, what's the deal?
I could really use somebody to get pizza with. Oh, the dog walker's here. Let's go get pizza. What do you think?
So who paid?
I did. I mean, it was just a couple slices of pizza, so it wasn't, you know.
Okay.
One thought I had was I just finished my route of 11 dogs, and then I've got their scent all over me. I basically smell like a giant dog park.
All right. And you're thinking that she smelled you at dinner and was like, okay, I got to go. I don't want to date this dude.
I don't know. Maybe that was enough to put her off. I really don't know. So I texted her later, and I was like, hey, are you doing okay? Is everything okay? And she took a little while to respond, and when she did, she said, actually, I found someone else to walk my dog.
Whoa.
Wow. So
Wow, you got dumped twice.
Yeah. So I got ditched on the date and ditched on the dog.
man, you must have done something else if she even fired you from walking her dog.
That's what I thought, too. So I said, what happened? Did I do something wrong? And she said, nah, just not working out. That's it. Just not working out.
And you don't remember saying anything like disparaging about her dog or...
I would never. How dare you? This is, okay, I know this sounds bad, but like this is the biggest tragedy is losing that little dog.
Oh, Penny.
Yeah, you don't get to walk little Penny anymore.
I know. It actually kind of chokes me up.
Well, maybe you should just cruise by her house and check on the dog.
No,
that
that's
could be
weird.
okay.
I mean, I do still have the key. Maybe I could check in.
Oh, creepy.
Well, I've got a better idea. Instead of just showing up at her house and using the key to get inside, let's just do a second date update then, okay?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay, cool. If the second date update doesn't work, then we'll go to the next level. No. All right? All right. We'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
All right, thank you guys so much.
Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
You know, a lot of people think that not calling somebody back for a second date is a victimless crime. But it's not. Because Josh is on the phone with us, and today he wants to call a girl who blew him off for a date. He was her dog walker, and now not only does he not have a date, but he also doesn't have a dog to walk. And the real victim here, is Penny, the dog.
Poor Penny.
Hey, Josh, you on the phone?
Hey, yeah, I'm here.
What kind of dog is Penny?
She's a French bulldog.
Penny the Frenchie, sitting home, alone, wondering when somebody's going to come take her for a walk. But now, nobody's showing up. Nobody's ever showing up to take Penny for a walk.
You're going to make him cry.
All because
bad.
Josh ruined a date, and now a dog has to go walkless.
No.
Well, I don't think she's actually going walkless.
Yeah.
What happened was Callie, the girl that we're about to call for a second date update, went out on a date with Josh. They went out and got some pizza. She kind of ended the date early. After the date, he texted her and asked if everything was okay. And she said, actually, I think I'm going to find a different dog walker. So I think Penny will be okay, but Josh might not be. We're about to find out.
It is strange since she's the one that asked you out. Do you think you screwed up on the date, or do you think you screwed up walking her dog?
I think there must have been something strange on the date because she was ready to go out, and then at the end she was done.
Yeah, you said she finished the date pretty quickly, and she was kind of different to you after, so.
Absolutely, yeah.
Unless maybe her dog texted her while you guys were out and told her about something you did while you were walking her.
Yeah.
Well, then I want to know what went wrong with the dog. I didn't do anything.
Frenchies are very advanced. I could see that.
Say?
All right, I'm going to dial her number right now, okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is Callie there?
This is she.
Hey, Callie, how are you? My name is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
I'm good.
Have you ever heard of the show before?
The show?
Yeah, Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
Sorry, I haven't. What's this about?
Well, it's about a guy that you went on a date with.
I'm sorry, what?
I'll explain. We do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. So you recently went out with a dude named Josh.
Okay,
Right.
This is weird.
Yeah.
And Josh listens to our show, so he emailed us asking if we could call you to find out if he did something wrong when you guys went out for pizza.
Huh. Okay, well, I just don't think it's going to work out.
Yeah,
So
he
you-
told us that. He's kind of concerned because he wants to know if he did something so bad that you wouldn't even allow him around your dog.
I mean, I just realized he's not the kind of guy I want to be around, and really not the kind of guy I want Penny to be around. Penny is my dog.
What?
Really? He seemed like super caring about your dog, so much so that I think he was almost more upset about not getting to see Penny than not going out on another date.
He didn't do anything wrong. It's just kind of my thing, and I just realized he wasn't a good match.
What?
Okay. What is it? I mean, I'm really confused.
You know, like different personality studies that like scientists do about like how to tell different traits about people.
Yeah, I've had a lot of those done on me by psychologists. So I'm familiar with those things.
You're the only one that skips therapist and goes straight to psychologist.
Yeah, no joke. I mean, I'm just a big believer in that. I think that most of those things are really true.
Okay. So did you make him take some kind of psychological test or an evaluation or something?
No, I just have a little thing that I do to get to know people a little bit better.
Okay.
Ooh, what is it? I want to know.
Well, there's this one study, and it's literally like 99.9% correct all the time. I read about it, and then I've been like paying attention to my life, and this is like always true.
Okay.
And it's that you can tell about somebody's personality based on the pizza toppings that they order.
You're kidding, right?
And where did you see this study?
I read about it in Newsweek first,
Okay.
and then I looked it up, and it's like the study was really well done. But in my life, I've been doing this for a couple of years now, paying attention to what people order on their pizza, and it's true. Like,
Exactly what they say. Like my friends, my like ex-boyfriends, like it's all true. Like what they say matches up with what people like on their pizza.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, it's kind of like astrological signs. Like those definitions are always so vague that they could probably work for anybody.
These have been really specific. And at first I would try to ignore it. Like, tried to go out with guys who their pizza toppings told me the wrong things about their personality. And it was a mistake. Like it works out better when I just follow the guidelines.
So what did he order on his pizza that made you ditch him after only a half an hour?
He got the works, which is just a total red flag right off the bat.
Yeah, tell me about it. Come on.
You mean like he got like green peppers and lots of meat and onions and some olives?
I mean, he wasn't specific. He just ordered the works, And so what that means is that somebody is indecisive and lazy. Like they can't even choose what toppings they want. They just order the one with everything on it.
Yeah, or he just has a liking of lots of flavor.
I told you, this is my thing. It really works for me, and that's how I judged him. If he orders the works, he's probably never going to make anything of himself or make anything out of his life.
Does he seem like a lazy, no good dude?
No, but I mean, he is a professional dog walker and has been doing that for a while now.
Whoa!
Doesn't strike me as like the most ambitious person.
But come on!
Wait a second. I have to say something here.
Callie, that's Josh. He's actually on the other line and wants to talk to you.
What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
He's been listening this whole time.
Yeah, I just really don't appreciate being called lazy and being judged on my pizza toppings. Are you serious?
Look, this is my thing. I'm sorry. You seem really nice, but, maybe if you were a pepperoni guy or something, it would work.
That's a good choice, then.
What's a pepperoni guy?
Pepperoni guys are givers. They're romantic.
Interesting.
Yeah, everyone likes pepperoni. Everyone gets pepperoni. That is the most cliche, stereotypical thing I've ever heard. That's romantic?
Not everybody gets it. You didn't get it.
I ordered the works. There's pepperoni in that, along with 100 other things that are all amazing.
No, it's not the same. It's not like if you order the meat lovers, like those are the bad boys. It's not. All the different ones are very specific.
Callie, what do you do if people like different things on different days? Like, what if Josh orders Hawaiian the next time you hang out with him?
Yeah.
But he should have ordered Hawaiian. I mean, pineapple guys they're great. They're up for anything.
Really?
Oh, well,
Who knew that?
This is unbelievable.
Josh, I mean, I'm sorry you had to hear it this way, but I really think this is true, and it does reflect accurately. I mean, you're a dog walker. It doesn't seem like you're trying to do anything else with your life.
For your information, if you'd bothered to ask anything about me on the date, you would have known that I'm studying to be a vet.
Oh, see?
Yeah, take that.
This is the thing. The works guys, they're big talkers. They like to make big plans, but they have no follow through.
Oh, he's lying.
All right, you hear that, Josh? Based on your pizza choice, you're not going to accomplish your goal of being a vet. I'm sorry that you had to hear
I'm
it.
telling you guys, it's really accurate.
Callie, I feel like you're really going to miss out on some good people like Josh who like the works because you're stuck in this weird study that you read that sounds like it came from Cosmo magazine.
I've dated so many guys in my life, and this works better than anything else. Like, it works better than my own instinct.
Well, Callie, would you like to give it another shot and see if maybe he'll order a different kind of pizza? Or if you have another food test that we don't know about, you could take him to that restaurant. Would you go on a second date with Josh? We will pay for it.
I really don't think it's going to work out. And for him, really, I'm just kind of worried about his future.
You're
Wow.
worried about his future.
He's hopeless.
You know what, Callie? This is really unfair, and I understand if you think I'm not a good enough person to date, but could you at least give your dog the benefit of having me as her walker? I think we really had something.
You're really asking
You
for
still
that?
want to walk her dog even after she said all that to you?
I'm perfectly fine having a professional relationship, and I care more about the dog at this point.
See, I think he's dedicated and going places, Kelly.
I mean, wouldn't that be weird? Like, we went on a date, and now you know what I think of you, then you still want to walk my dog?
Well, yeah, if you think I'm a guy who just has no ambition, is going nowhere, you'll know you have a secure dog walker for a long time.
What do you think, Callie? How about this? No date, but you let him still walk your dog, Penny.
Well, he was really great with Penny, and the replacement guy I got, I'm not even going to ask him out for pizza, so.
Must be a mushroom guy.
He's not worth the pizza.
Well,
I don't even want to get to know him that well.
and you guys really don't have to see each other, right, when you walk the dog?
No, you can just show up and walk the dog. Josh, you still have my key, right?
Yeah, I do, and I'll take really good care of Penny.
Aw, see?
Fine, but we don't have to talk, but you can definitely walk my dog. You're really good at it.
All right, well, no second date for you, Josh, but you got your job back as a dog walker.
That's what matters.
That's all that matters.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
A text in at 78592 about today's second date update that says, that guy dodged a bullet. I don't think so. I think that he's lazy and unmotivated, and he's not going to do anything with his life. Talk about that in just a second, but real quick, I just wonder if you guys heard anything about my friends at Advocates Law.
Oh, who are they?
AdvocatesLaw.com, 206-512-3555. Who are they, you ask? Well, they can handle personal injury if you're hurt at work or something like that. But they also handle auto as well. Let's say you're in a fender bender and you're having trouble getting money from the insurance. Just give them a call, 206-512-3555. You don't pay anything to talk to an attorney, and you don't pay anything unless you win. And they've gotten over $100 million for their clients. So some people could have just been in on an accident in the way to work today. And if you have been, hit them up right now. AdvocatesLaw.com, 206-512-3555. Now, for the second date update, if you missed it, this dude Josh wanted to call a girl named Callie. They went out, had some pizza. We got her on the phone to find out why she wasn't calling him back, and it's because of his pizza choice. Believe it or not, that's the deal breaker.
Wow.
So
She
weird.
said that she read some sort of survey or study on people's pizza choices.
Oh, she made it sound very official.
Very official.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it is, like on BuzzFeed or something, probably. Anyway, because he ordered a Works pizza, she was like, not the kind of guy I want to date. At all.
Yeah, if you order the Works.
She said he's like lazy and unmotivated and can't make decisions. She even went as far as to say that he wouldn't make it in his career that he wanted to have because of his pizza choice. So she didn't want to date a lazy loser that would order a Works pizza.
Yeah, someone just texted in, just thought back on all my relationships, and everything she said about pizza was holding true.
Okay. Maybe it is more true.
I never thought about
She said that she does this with all of her dates. She takes them out to pizza on a first date and then sees what they order and bases her decision on going out with them again based on what they order. If he ordered a pepperoni pizza, I guess he would have been okay.
Everything would have been great.
And she really liked pineapple dudes.
I married a pepperoni guy. I'll tell you, not very romantic, but an excellent choice in a partner.
Okay, so
Yeah.
text in at 78592. What pizza choice won't you date?
Okay.
Let us know. Me, veggie. If she orders veggie, sorry, I'm out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a healthy choice.
Someone else texted in, I bet she orders plain pizza.
Plain, boring pizza.
That is the insult, I guess.
If you want a second date update, remember all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person that didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
One of the greatest moments in life is after you hook up with someone and then end up running into them somewhere else.
Oh, it's
Isn't it?
so awkward.
It's kind of fun, though. A little bit.
No, not at all.
It's happens to me quite a bit with this one girl that I keep running into, and she's always with her boyfriend when I run into him, and I'm like, yes, it's lovely. That's kind of what happened with our second dater today, Jocelyn. Hey, Jocelyn, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. The email that you sent in to us said that you hooked up with a guy named Nathan, then saw him for a second time, and now he won't call you back, right?
Yeah.
Explain what happened.
We were partying in Belltown. It was really late at night. And a bunch of my friends were there and a bunch of his friends were there. And we were kind of hanging out. And he's super funny. And he has kind of like crazy eyes. A little bit like funny and crazy.
That's a good quality? I'm confused for a second.
Yeah, like a stalker?
No, like you know how certain guys have buggy, crazy eyes that are sort of like they zone in on you, and when they tell a joke, it's super funny because their eyes get really big.
Those people are usually on television on the 5 o'clock news.
Yeah.
So what happened? You met this dude with the crazy eyes at a bar. It's late in Belltown. Then what?
I went back to his place. We hooked up, and I had to run off in the morning, so I just left my number, and I took off.
All right.
And a couple days later, he texted me and asked me if I wanted to meet up for coffee.
Did you guys actually meet?
Yeah, we actually did meet up.
Uh-huh.
The only thing that was a little weird about it is that when I first walked up to him, he said, "Can I help you?"
Did it seem like he didn't recognize you?
Kind of, but he's funny, so I kind of thought that it was all part of his funny personality.
Okay.
I can see, though, sometimes when I see people in a different place and I actually met them, it takes me a second to like, oh my gosh, it's you. Like, even if it's someone who's like my dearest friend.
Yeah.
Or it sounds like this guy has like Jose humor, where he's like,
Right.
oh, really funny joke that I'm doing.
What were you? I don't remember.
So after you did that, did you guys have coffee and sit for a little while? What happened?
The weird thing was we had coffee for 5 minutes, and he gets this text message and says, "I have to go. My roommate's locked out of the house." And then he, took off, kind of without any further conversation about it.
Was it just pretty quick? Like he just bolted?
Yeah, and he kind of was like, "Oh, man." He acted like, "Oh, I can't believe it."
Yeah.
But I'm a little suspicious that he ditched me.
So that's the last you've heard from him, is when he got the text message and he left.
Yeah.
How many times have you tried to reach out to him?
I've got pride. I texted him once and said, "Hey, hope it all worked out with your roommate and you're not both locked out," it's whatever. And never heard back from him.
A lot of people will be judgy and say, well, it's because you gave it up on the first night, but he actually took her out to coffee. I'm just confused why he would ditch at that point. Why would he even contact her again for coffee?
If he was, I'm just going to say it. If he was drunk the night when they hooked up, he may not have remembered exactly what she looked like.
Like, she may not be to the caliber he remembered.
Yeah. I mean, that's a possibility, Jocelyn.
How dare you?
I mean, I'm
I'm
preparing you for the worst, okay? It's probably not that. I'm just saying that could be a possibility. It's happened with me in the past, all right? Probably on both ways. There's probably been girls that have hooked up with me and then saw me the next day and were like, "Oh, gross." So, that's just what happens when you drink, okay? All right, we're going to call him in like 3.5 minutes, all right?
Okay.
All right. Hang on. We'll play a song, come right back, call him and get your second date update.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email us, brookeandjubal@moving925.com. We'll call the person that didn't call you back, just like Jocelyn is about to. Jocelyn, you ready to give Nathan a call?
I'm ready.
For people who are just tuning in, Jocelyn hooked up with Nathan, left the next morning, gave him her phone number. They met up for coffee for a second. He acted like he didn't remember her. Then he claimed to have gotten a text message from a friend and left after like 5 minutes.
Whew, that was a good summary. I feel like I'm in a soap opera.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah.
Are
I'm out
you-
of breath now.
You got a little mad at Jubal when he inferred that maybe the guy didn't like the way you looked anymore. Are you open to criticism? Because that could be what you're going to get.
I looked cuter than he did, I'm just saying. But
Okay, I like that. Okay. I like that. Keep that with you. Keep that with you.
That's the good attitude to have, all right? All right, I'm going to call him right now, okay?
Hello?
I was looking for Nathan.
Yeah, this is Nathan. Who's this?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5. How are you?
I'm good. What's up?
Not much, just calling to check on things, see how life is. All that kind of good stuff. You doing all right?
Yeah, did I win something or what's going on?
No. I'm calling you because we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. It's where if you go out on a date with someone and end up blowing them off, they email us to call you and ask why. Somebody emailed us about you the other day.
For real? Who emailed you about me?
I don't even know if it was necessarily a date, but it's a girl that you hooked up with, and then you met her for coffee a couple days later and kind of bounced out after a few minutes, said you got a text message from a friend.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. This was like a week ago.
Yeah.
I don't want to brag, but I hooked up with a number of women, and I hooked up with a few different girls that night. And I thought this girl was somebody else.
Oh, no!
Oh, man. You hooked up with a couple chicks the same night, Nathan?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of crazy. I don't even really do that much, but it was...
That much?
Yeah.
Nice.
One, you can't tell, but I'm high-fiving you through the phone right now.
I'm not. Yeah.
So that's why you left when you met with her, because she wasn't the girl you thought.
She came up to me in the coffee shop, and to be perfectly honest, I didn't even really recognize this girl at first because she was kind of a butterface, and I mean, this girl was a sea donkey, man.
Oh my gosh.
And then when it dawned on me, I just made up that thing about the text. I had to get out of there.
Yeah.
Okay, can I break in here and butterface, dude?
Yes. Nathan, if you can't tell, Jocelyn is on the phone with us.
Jocelyn is on the phone right now.
Yeah, that would be the girl that you just called a sea donkey.
And a butterface.
Oh my God, do not repeat those things.
Yeah, I heard the butterface comment, and man boobs is all I have to say to that. I have a really hard time believing that you hooked up with all these multiple beautiful women.
How do you feel about what he just said, though?
I just don't believe what he's saying. No.
You don't believe that he didn't recognize you, or you don't believe he hooked up with multiple women?
I do not believe that he hooked up with multiple women.
It is interesting because didn't you stay the night at his house?
Yes, I spent the night at his house. He's totally full of it.
So Nathan, were you hooking up with girls in the bathroom at bars, or just taking them back for a quickie at your place, or what was going on?
I've seen this other girl a couple times, and I actually went and hooked up with her at her place before I went out that night, for one. Then, I hooked up with another girl at the bar, and then I met this chick when I was pretty blackout.
Wow.
What a good night for you.
I'm telling you, it was a good night.
Is it really a good night? Because you're referring to one of your hookups as a butterface. I'm sorry.
Hey.
He was blacked out. He doesn't remember.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
To Jocelyn's credit, she has a nice body.
Oh, well, that's...
Wow. I've probably got the herpes now. Thanks a lot.
Jocelyn, is regret finally setting in after your one-night stand with this dude?
I guess, once again, avoid the crazy eyes.
The crazy eyes didn't work out for you this time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jocelyn. I mean, that happens, though.
You sound resilient. I mean, that's a positive.
I mean, I'm not even having it with this guy. Like I said, man boobs. Hey, I'm not worried.
I don't think
like
he's
that.
too worried about it either. Nathan sounds like he's
that.
perfectly fine. Hey, at the end of these second date updates, we'll always ask if you guys would like to go out again for a second date. We will pay for it. Send you two lovebirds out again. What do you think? Nathan, would you like to go out on a second date with Jocelyn?
How much are you guys paying?
Oh, jeez. Nathan.
Jocelyn, any interest in going out with Nathan again?
I am not.
Yeah.
That surprises me.
Yeah.
Nathan?
Yep.
Thank you for your time, man. Appreciate you giving us an honest answer.
Thank you.
Congrats on hitting for the cycle. I think that's what it's called, right?
What does a cycle
It's a
mean?
baseball term.
It's a grand slam.
I don't know. It just means that he did 3 girls in one night, and I'm proud of him.
Oh, gosh. Guys.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yep.
No, don't appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
You know you must have really screwed up on a date if you actually save somebody's life and you still don't get a call back.
What? Yeah, for real.
Yeah. I don't know what you could have done, Patrick, but that's what happened on Patrick's date. He said he actually helped save somebody's life, but he's still not getting a call back.
Oh, my God.
What's up, man? How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Dude, this
Pretty
sounds
good.
like an insane date.
You know what? It was honestly one of the craziest experiences I've ever had.
Oh,
Whoa.
I bet.
You said you saved somebody's life. Unless that happens to you all the time, I would have to think it's a crazy experience.
No, I don't do that all the time. Actually,
I know. I figured that you didn't.
He's
but thank
actually-
you for clarifying. Before we talk about what happened, let's talk about the girl you went out with a little bit. What's her name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. All right. And where did you meet Jennifer?
We met on an app, actually.
Okay, that's pretty common. Was there anything that stood out to you about her?
I mean, she'd actually done a couple of triathlons, and I used to do some, and we just kind of got going back and forth about our training routine, and we just kind of hit it off, and we had some common ground.
Okay.
That's always nice. It gives you something to talk about, at least to get things rolling.
Yeah. I mean, she's actually really accomplished. So I just, I kind of wanted to impress her, but wanted to not act like I was impressing her kind of thing,
Okay. So I want to get to the part where you saved somebody's life because I'm curious about that. But did you have a good time with her? What'd you guys do?
She was awesome. I made restaurant reservations at this super fancy place.
Oh, so you wanted to impress her if you're making reservations at places like that.
I did, and I had just gotten a promotion at work, so I was actually kind of spoiling myself.
Nice.
I just had a good feeling about this girl, so yeah, I plopped down for this.
Okay.
And it was going really well. I had actually done some training beforehand that day, so I had forgotten to eat in between my last training and meeting with her because I was kind of running over there.
Oh.
And so by the time we got to the restaurant, I was super hungry.
Yeah. Your stomach's like eating itself.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was doing a lot of the talking for me, unfortunately.
Okay. Were you hangry? Were you like hangry and upset with her the whole time until you ate?
You know what? I get a little more zened out, like before the hangry happens. I was getting to the hangry.
Okay.
But, when I get food in front of me, sometimes that need just kind of takes over.
What'd you do to your food?
Yeah.
Well, I have a very personal relationship with it, we'll say.
What does
All
that
right, maybe
mean?
that's the reason you're not getting the call back. I mean, if you're doing what I think, when it sounds to me like you did with your meal, I wouldn't call you back.
It sounds like you shouldn't be doing that in public spaces, whatever it is.
You need to only eat in private.
I just need to chew my food a certain amount of times before I swallow it. I was taught at a very young age that you have to chew your food or you won't be savoring it.
You count while you're chewing.
It's sort of a rhythmic thing.
Interesting.
So it's more of like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Are you able to multitask and, I don't know, have conversation while your rhythm chewing is going on?
Absolutely. I've actually, we talked about the triathlons. I've done it on the bike a few times.
Oh, chewing while you're...
I still don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, neither do I.
Those little gummies that they give you for energy as you're going down the final stretch. You run out of energy and you have to eat these chewy gummy things, and it's actually the perfect way to rhythmically pump with the bike as you're chewing your food. So
okay. Well, rhythmic pumping was not where I thought this conversation would go.
Or what it usually means on a date.
Yeah. What about the part where you saved somebody's life? How did that happen?
Right. So we pay the check, we leave the restaurant, and we see this commotion gathering about a half a block away from the restaurant on the sidewalk. And we just kind of didn't think of anything of it at first, but this commotion started growing. Somebody was yelling, "Help."
Oh, no.
So we walked over to see what was going on. And there was a man on the ground that had collapsed.
Oh, no.
And was not breathing. Coincidentally, at my work, I just got a promotion, so I had new responsibilities, and they trained me in CPR. So
that's
crazy.
awesome.
I told you this was one of the most insane experiences I've ever had.
And so did you actually do CPR, or did you screech and run away and forget everything you learned?
I did everything that I learned the previous day.
That's great.
And it took a couple of times. I had to go through it. I hate to say it, but I had to give this guy mouth-to-mouth one time.
It's saving a life. It's okay.
Yeah, I think it's all right if you're saving somebody.
I hope so. I mean, if you can't kiss a dude when you're saving his life, when can you?
I know.
I don't think
on
it's
a date,
kissing.
when you're on a date.
Oh my God, are you guys that scared of male-on-male touch that you consider it kissing?
Did it work?
I was able to revive him, and when he opened his eyes, I can't remember a more important thing that I have done in my life.
That is really beautiful. That really is. I mean, timing, right?
I mean, it's just one of those once-in-a-lifetime things that I don't know will ever repeat itself. So,
okay, and what'd your date think?
We had a really great conversation and a really great time, but this was a moment where we really saw each other.
That's deep.
That's really intense.
Yeah. Sounds like it was more of your moment than hers, though, because she's not calling you back.
Either that or it was her moment and she freaked her out.
I wish I knew.
We'll play a song come back and get your second date and see if we can figure out why she isn't calling you back, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, hang on. Right in the middle of a second date, and if you're just joining us, Patrick is on the phone and he wants to call Jennifer. They went out for dinner, but he ended up saving somebody's life after the date. When they were leaving, apparently a man had passed out outside the restaurant, and Patrick performed CPR on the dude and then revived him.
Yeah.
And Patrick, I was thinking about it, and if we find out that, like, you set this whole thing up
What?
to look like a hero on
That
your
didn't
first
even
date,
cross my mind.
I got to tell you, I'm going to be so proud of you. So proud. I don't know about everybody else, but I will be so proud of you if you set that up.
Yeah, I don't think I can give myself that much credit.
Yeah,
all right.
really. Well, I mean, have you talked to her at all since your date?
No, I've tried to reach out to her several times, and I mean, not too many,
Right.
I mean, it is pretty crazy that she hasn't called you back, even if she didn't like you that much. I mean, you guys, that's a pretty intense thing to share.
I thought it was a pretty special moment myself.
Okay.
Okay, that's probably not the right way to describe a man almost dying, but whatever.
Yeah.
After, when he came back.
Okay.
That was the special moment. Okay, I'm going to dial her phone number right now and see if we can figure it out. Here we go.
Hello,
Hi, is this Jennifer?
this is.
Jennifer, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay. Cool. Well, have a good day.
No, don't hang up.
I'm just confused. Sorry.
What are you confused about?
Like, why are you guys calling?
Oh, okay. I can help you with that
Okay,
if you want.
please.
I'm calling you today because one of our listeners sent us an email about you.
About me?
Mm-hmm.
It got even more confusing just now, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Well, we do a segment on our show called The Second Date. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and end up not calling them after, they can email us and we'll get you on the phone and try to find out what happened. So Patrick emailed us and asked us to call you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And he told us about your date, even the part where he said he saved a dude's life. Yeah. And he also told us that he's tried to reach out to you a few times, but he's heard nothing.
Yeah. This is crazy. Okay. Yeah.
Your date sounded crazy.
It was crazy, to say the least. Yeah. The CPR part was insane.
Okay. I guess the question we all had is, how do you go out on a date with somebody and they actually end up saving someone's life and then you don't call them back? Was he that bad?
Yeah.
Wow, it makes it sound terrible. I don't know. I guess, like, I think Patrick's, nice, and obviously, like, him saving that life was, like, really, I don't know what to say, like, heroic and great. But, like, I just didn't feel like he was a match. I don't know.
Just no chemistry or what?
I mean, there was chemistry, but, like, honestly, okay, I don't know. I'm just going to be honest, I guess, since we're doing this. Like, I was just driving home, like, he got me an Uber, and, like, at first I thought it was, like, really great that he gave CPR to the homeless person, and, like, I mean, he saved a life, so that's amazing, but I just, like, realized that he, like, gave CPR to a homeless person, and
you think that they should all die?
What?
Yeah, wait, hold up.
No.
Whatever you like, the way you just said that made you sound
Yeah.
totally and completely evil, heartless. I'm not sure which.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Bill, that's not what I meant.
He revived a homeless person and they're a scourge on our city, and I don't know why he would do that.
No, okay. What I meant was that, like, I just feel like a lot of homeless people probably have, like, some diseases. And
What?
yeah, and I just kind of felt like if he, basically kissed a homeless person like that, like, he probably got something. And I just, like, I've had friends, I don't know.
Are you freaking
Okay.
kidding me?
So you feel like he's dirty now?
What is your problem?
I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm just being honest. I just feel like he probably has something, and I don't want to get it.
Okay.
Okay. Hold up. You sound like the least medical person ever. Okay. And two, that is, I mean, those are so many like maybes, what ifs.
I know, but it's enough, I guess, for me. I don't know.
What do you think he has?
I have no idea.
I would start with TB.
What? Oh my God,
and then I would work
guys.
back from there.
Probably one of the
Oh my
hepatitis.
God,
Yeah, at
I'm
least a
dying right
hepatitis,
now.
like A, B, or C. I don't know. They might even have a new one. Who knows?
So wait, hold up. If he hadn't been there and you walked out and you saw a man unresponsive on the street and you judged him as homeless, even though you'd actually probably don't even know that he's technically homeless or not, you wouldn't save them for fear of getting a disease?
I in that situation, I don't think that I would like be able to just jump right in and like save a life. Like, so I just think in general, like I would be too. I wouldn't know how to do that, and like so I just think that it's a moot point.
Okay.
Oh, man.
The bottom line is the reason that you didn't call him back is you think he might have contracted something from a homeless man.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've heard that after a date. That's been a lot of reasons that I haven't gotten a call back.
Yeah, you're contracting things is for different reasons.
Jennifer, I do need to let you know that Patrick is on the other line listening to this conversation and wants to talk to you, though.
Okay.
Patrick?
Yeah. Hi.
Hey.
I don't think I know what to say.
Sorry.
I'm just, you know what? I mean, I gotta just say, I'm in shock. I can't believe that you would think that.
Are you like in nice shock? Because I'm in like furious shock over here.
I don't know. I mean, I'm actually just kind of confused because from your profile and from the conversations we had before and during our date, I mean, you seem like a really educated young lady, and I'm just confused. I'm just confused that you would think that I could contract a disease from a brief encounter with a man's mouth.
I mean, yeah, you explain it like that. Who knows, right?
I had to give him mouth to mouth. He was not responding to the initial CPR that I was giving him, so I had to do what I did.
I mean, I totally get it, and I think that, again, it was, like, very heroic and amazing. You should have done it. I just think that I'm allowed to have my own feelings about it afterwards. That guy looked like he had a disease. Like,
You can't. No. What made him look like he had a disease? Give us some details.
I'm just, like, his hair was just, like, so, like, tangled.
Oh,
and
tangled hair disease.
So, no.
I mean, he pretty much just looked like a hipster to me, Jennifer.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously,
Very thin
though,
line between homeless and hipster.
like you're kissing dudes that you meet on apps, you think that they don't have disease. Like they have just as much chance for disease as a homeless guy on the street.
I mean, now I don't know. I just I don't want to debate about this for forever. Like this is how I feel. And I just don't really want to deal with that. Like I'm super focused right now and I'm like healthy, training. So I just don't want to deal with like any of that stuff.
I am still so blown away by your reaction to this. But if it makes you feel better, I can't believe I'm saying this. I will go and I will get tested. If it means
For what? Everything?
Yeah, what are you going to have them test you for?
How do you even want to go out with her again, Patrick?
I just want to prove it to her. I just want to prove it to her that me saving this man's life in no way put me in harm's way or possibly gave me a disease. I just want to disprove that theory.
Okay.
Honestly, like, I don't know. I think it's just still too soon and like something can still come up and so you can get
Yeah, some of that stuff can take months, you know, Jennifer, before it actually pops up on a test.
Because the problem is it's her feeling. It's not actual science or actual facts. Now that's just an opinion. I don't get that, Jennifer. You think every ER doctor and ER nurse in this country has a disease because of people that they've helped?
No, I just think that maybe Patrick does.
All right, well, Jennifer, would you like to go out on a second date with Patrick? We'll pay for it. We'll even pay for his health screening.
I honestly,
I'm sorry. Like, I know, Patrick, you seem super nice, and like, I like can tell you're making a lot of effort, even just like with the phone call. But like, I just don't think I can.
Oh, this is so dumb.
I guess I can't really argue with that. You know, rejection is God's protection. So.
Okay.
Really? I thought it was Trojan.
I'm with you.
Well, I guess I should have used protection when I was saving this man's
Yes.
Oh my God,
From,
that
from
is
now
not
on,
what we learned here, you guys.
before you perform CPR, always make sure you have some protection on you, okay?
mouth guard.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Today's second date update has almost all of the components of a perfect love story.
Oh, I love it already.
You have a house party with tons of people,
That's not really us.
alcohol,
Uh-huh.
a drunken hookup in the bathroom.
Gross. Come on. That's no Ryan Gosling film.
But Callie, who was on the phone to do a second date update with us today, missed one of the major components of the perfect love story. We've got all those things. But Callie, I read your email and it didn't say anything about puking. And everybody knows that every love story has to have a little puking in it.
Of course.
Oh, God.
Kelly, you want to tell us a little bit about your love story?
Well, I didn't puke. Maybe I should have.
Yes.
Then the evening probably would have ended a little earlier.
If you would have puked, you wouldn't be doing a second date update right now. You'd be getting married probably.
What man doesn't love a puker is what you're saying?
Apparently, Callie met a guy at a party and they got a little drunk together.
Okay.
She's going to tell us about that. What's the guy's name?
His name is George.
Tell us a little bit about George.
My friend Becca had a party with her boyfriend at their new house, and George works with John, Becca's boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
And we met early in the party, and it was like the best party of my life. We had an amazing time.
So you're certain that he's cute because you met him when you were still sober?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, like, you know, I'd had maybe one or two drinks early in the evening when we first, like, really started chatting. But
okay,
he comes up to talk to me, made me laugh. We had a great time. We talked all night. It was amazing.
I want to get to the real amazing part, the hookup in the bathroom.
Oh, I knew you jumped directly there.
What happened with that?
Do we have to jump to the end first? I mean, we had a whole lovely night together.
Well, I'd like to know about that first, yeah. But if you feel like you want to tell us some other information before you get to hooking up in the bathroom, then I guess if you have to.
Just make it quick.
It just makes me sound so terrible.
No, it doesn't. You met the hot guy. I mean, he came up to you in the party.
Yeah, everything was going great. We kept drinking. I don't remember exactly the whole evening, but I remember that we danced. That was great. We started kissing. Oh, so this is embarrassing. I was talking about how I could tell the future. He was like, "What are you talking about?" So I decided to do this whole like future telling thing where I started reading his palm.
Are you actually like a fortune teller, or was this just something where you were hammered and you're like, this is going to be cute?
Yeah, I just thought it would be cute. I mean, I don't know. I think I read an article about it in middle school or something.
All right, so drunken Callie thought it would be cute to tell him that you were a fortune teller.
Yeah.
And what do you remember about that?
Well, I think I remember this clearly because it was embarrassing.
Okay.
What happened?
I told him, I said, I see in your future a marriage to a short, hot blonde.
What? And I'm guessing you're the short, hot blonde in that situation.
That's me. Yeah, I'm short and I'm blonde.
I thought you were going to predict like the bathroom hookup, not the marriage.
Well, so then he was like, clearly that made him nervous, and I realized, oh God, get it together. Like, we're talking about marriage with a guy you just met. So then I was like, I tried to like save myself and be like, just kidding. I just see some booty in your future.
And is that when he was like, okay, I'm on board with this. Now that you've moved on from marriage to booty, I'm down. Let's go to the bathroom.
I don't remember his response very well, but obviously it didn't end the evening.
So you guys hooked up in the bathroom?
That I can confirm. I definitely remember that. It was really hot.
Why would you not choose an open bedroom instead, Callie?
That I don't know. That I don't know.
And bathrooms are so much hotter anyway. Who wants to do it in a bedroom? Everybody does that. Be original. You know?
Yeah, I'm up for adventure. We'll go wherever.
How did the bathroom session end?
I don't remember how it ends. This is why I really need your guys' help.
Do you remember even saying goodbye to this guy?
No. All I remember is that we were making out in the bathroom. It was really hot. That's the last thing I remember. I know that we did not sleep together. We did not.
I thought you said you had a hookup in the bathroom.
Yeah, but we didn't go that far.
Oh.
They just made out
That's
in
a
the bathroom.
letdown.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Phrase it differently next time. Just say you made out in the bathroom. I was all excited. Okay, so you didn't sleep with the guy.
No, I woke up on the couch at my friend Becca's house with all my clothes on, so.
But you did get his phone number because you've tried to call him.
I got his phone number from Becca, from her boyfriend John. And I texted a couple times, and I called, and it's his voice on the voicemail, so I know it's his number.
Has he responded at all to you?
No.
Okay.
And I'm really worried I did something stupid when I was drunk, but I really like this guy. So, I mean, I feel like we spent that much time together. I feel like he at least owes me a second chance.
Well, you will play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, all right?
You guys are the best. Thank you so much.
These are my favorite ones to do where people are drunk and don't remember things because I love it when they find out what they did.
Oh, God.
All right, we'll do it right after this.
Thank you.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
All right, if you're just tuning in for the second date update, Callie is on the phone. She wants to call a guy named George that she met at her friend's house party. They met, had a few drinks, had a few more drinks. Sounds like Callie had a few more drinks than that. Anyway, at the end of the night, they ended up in the bathroom making out, and that's the last thing that she remembers.
It's just killing me not knowing what went wrong.
Callie, are you sure you want to call this guy for a second date?
I've thought a lot about this, and, maybe I don't want to know, but it's better to know than not know. Did I say something stupid? I had done that whole fortune teller bit. Was he just looking for a one-night stand? And maybe he was annoyed that I wouldn't go all the way?
There's a lot of questions. You're throwing a lot of questions out there, Callie.
Oh, my God.
Let me remind everybody.
I've been, going around in my head forever. I have no idea.
Okay.
This
Let me
is
remind
so
everybody.
the inner dialogue of every woman ever that's made out with a guy at a party.
I need to remind everybody what the fortune teller thing was she's talking about. Apparently, at some point during the party, she was drunk and she was like, I'm a fortune teller. Give me your hand. And then she was like, I see you getting married to a short, hot blonde, and that's her. And she said he seemed a little weird at that point. And then you followed up with, I also see booty in your future. Again, talking about her, which probably made him very happy. I was asking if you really wanted to call him for a second date because, look, you were drunk. You took him into the bathroom, but you guys didn't sleep together. Do you really want to be with a guy who wouldn't take advantage of that situation properly?
Yes.
I mean, that's not the kind of guy you take home to mom.
No. No, that is the kind of guy I would totally take him.
You're weird, Callie. Just strange.
No.
All right, I'm going to dial his phone number right now, get him on the phone, and find out why he's not calling you back, okay?
Oh, God, okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to George, please?
Yeah, this is he.
Hey, George, how you doing? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm good. Who is this?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning, the radio show.
Okay. Why?
That's a good question, George. I'm calling you today because one of our listeners emailed us about you.
Okay.
Her name is Callie.
Oh, my gosh.
It's a girl that you met at a party a little while ago?
Yeah, I remember.
Well, she emailed us about you because you're not calling her back, and she's tried to get a hold of you a few times, and she's wondering if she did something wrong.
She doesn't know why I'm not calling her back?
She has no clue.
That surprises me.
Really?
Really?
Yes, that surprises me.
Why is that?
Well, just how the evening went, that's all.
She told us about when you guys met. She said you were hanging out at the party, and then she got a little drunk, did this weird fortune teller thing where she said she could see you marrying a hot blonde at some point, and you seemed weird, but she also told us you made out.
She thinks that's the reason. She thinks that's the reason I'm not calling her back?
She said it's the only thing she could think of. She also said it was very hazy because she was pretty drunk when she met you.
That doesn't surprise me.
Did she do something stupid while she was drunk?
Look, I don't want to call her out. You know, it was just a crazy night.
Can you tell us a little bit of the craziness?
No, I don't know if that's the best idea.
She told us already that you guys made out in the bathroom.
She told you that we made out in the bathroom.
Yeah. She told us all. She's the one that wants to know what happened because she doesn't remember a lot of it.
I think it's probably best that she doesn't remember it.
Really?
I would like to forget it.
It's that bad?
Well, I mean, again, I'm like, it was a crazy night. Everyone was drinking. You know, stuff happens.
What happened, though? I need to know. And, by the way, anybody who does these things, we tell them beforehand, like, hey, you may hear something embarrassing about yourself, and they co-sign. They're like, okay, that's fine. I'm willing to hear whatever it is. Mm-hmm. She doesn't care if it's embarrassing. She just wants to know what happened.
All right. We did go to the bathroom, and there is something that happened in there that will be burned into my brain for the rest of my life.
Whoa.
My mind is spinning right now. There's lots of possibilities.
I'm with you, dude.
Well, we were making out, and she just, like, stopped, right? Mm-hmm. And she whispered in my ear, turn around and close your eyes. So I'm thinking, this is going to get pretty nice. We're going to see some...
I don't know if anybody had said to me, turn around and close your eyes, I'd be scared.
Well, it's the way she said it. It sounded sexy. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I was drinking too.
All right.
So I turned my back to her, closed my eyes. You know, everything's racing through my head. Like, I'm about to see this chick naked, and it's going to be on. So I'm willing to do whatever.
Okay.
And then she says, okay, open your eyes. And I turn around, oh my gosh, I turn around, and I am not seeing a topless chick. What I'm seeing is this girl standing bottomless over the toilet and saying this, look, I'm peeing like a guy. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, this is a trick I learned in college.
What did you do when you saw her doing?
I was really hydrated because it went for a long time.
Did you just leave at that point? I don't know how I would have handled that.
I mean, I was completely horrified, if I don't need to say that.
Yeah.
She puts on her clothes, and I take her out to the living room and just kind of plop her on the couch.
Oh, you're no fun. Come on, that's a good trick.
What do you want him to do, Brooke?
Here's the kicker. This is my friend's house. So I went back into the bathroom and cleaned the piss from the bathroom.
That sucks.
That was my wild night.
Sounds like a lot of fun. No wonder why you're not calling her back.
I think it's
Do
hysterical.
you blame me now?
Not really.
Not at all.
Although it does sound like a cool party trick I'd like to see.
It is
George.
a cool one.
George, I have to tell you something real quick.
What's up?
She's actually on the other line listening.
Who, Callie?
Yeah. Callie, are you there?
I'm here.
Did you hear that whole conversation that we just had with him?
Unfortunately, I heard it.
I am impressed.
George, I am so sorry. Oh, my God.
Hey, listen, I wouldn't have... I feel bad. I really wouldn't have said this on the radio.
Well, no, I did ask them to. Now I don't know why. Clearly, I created all my own problems here.
Oh, poor Callie.
Do you remember doing that at all, Callie?
I don't remember that at all. I did learn that trick in college. In college, I was really good at it, though. I didn't splash everywhere.
Oh, my God.
Was this
I
like
swear I have not done that since, like, my junior year of college. Like, it was really fast.
That was a little throwback for you, just trying to see if you could still do it.
I mean, I learned back then that other people are actually not impressed, so I stopped doing it.
That's so weird.
But you see, George, Callie liked you so much she was trying to impress you.
Yeah. Well, it definitely left an impression.
But can't you see, George? Like, she's just a fun girl. That's a funny trick, you know? Like,
gross,
whatever. Like, you could look past that.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that.
But everything was good up until the peeing all over everything point.
I kind of feel like the peeing overshadows pretty much anything positive that came out of that.
I've learned that a lot in life on many occasions.
You have?
Yeah, peeing usually trumps everything else that happened up until that point.
I do like her delivery of it, though. Like it was going to be a big surprise.
Yeah.
Turn around!
A magic trick. Look at that.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Hey, George, at this point, I would love to ask if you'll go on a second date with Callie. I will pay for it.
You know, I think I'm gonna pass.
Oh, come
Oh,
man.
Callie, you do seem like a nice person, but, you know, I really wouldn't be able to look at you the same.
Oh. Kelly, you tell him how great you are.
Well, at this point, I feel like I couldn't look him in the eyes, so it's probably for the best.
All right, well, not a successful second date then, but maybe you can be friends.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.